Oh, here we are again. Jazzy Fizzle
What's up,
and the
everybody?
Mental. Another edition. What we say, we're switching it from car talk to conversations with Mental and Jazzy.
I like
That's
stuff.
going to be the new name, Conversations with Mental and Jazzy.
I
Because
like
that
that.
basically is what we have. And the car talk is done. That phase of evolution has been achieved. We are moving on.
It
But
was good while it lasted.
it was good while it lasted. Jazzy, what's good, player? What's going on with you?
Oh, yeah, we got a guest coming on tonight. We're just waiting for him to pop in. I think it's going to be a good one, and you guys are in for a treat. But if you're watching, we want you to like, subscribe, share, all of that kind of stuff. Add friends, add as many people, your mom and them, add everybody.
Come get some of this science.
Yeah.
What we say? Come get some of this evidence, experience, and reason.
Did you go on today at 1?
I didn't.
Okay. I wanted to
Not
make
today,
sure I didn't
no.
miss it.
No, I
'cause
didn't.
I worked.
I'm probably gonna
Oh.
go. I'm probably gonna go on tomorrow and keep going with the Book of Enoch.
Okay.
Keep rolling, but
Hey.
it gets so scientific that it gets. You know what I'm saying? So it's tough. But I think what I want to do is move on to the next universe because we're just in the fathers. Now I'm gonna go to the sons because when they go to the sons, they start all over again, break things down again from the beginning. But when you get to the end, it gets so technical.
Right.
So scientific that it loses most people. Unfortunately.
While we waiting, we can just give you Mental called me. Well, he texted me. He was like, "You sleeping?" Normally I'm out, right? So I knew it was good. If he called in that late, I thought it was like, we're gonna have a brief conversation. It's gonna be quick, everything like that, and then say what you got to say, and we move on. Yo, I was so tired, yo. Yo, we was on the phone for like 2 or 3
Good,
hours.
all right, a good few hours. But I thought you didn't have to work the next day, so
Yeah.
yesterday I didn't think you had to work today, so I was like, well, I give him a quick call, touch base, boom, 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 boom.
I went in this
2
morning.
hours later.
I was like, dude, I gotta get off the phone. I gotta be up in like 2 or 3 hours. It was crazy. Hey, but that's how our conversations go.
Right.
But while we waiting,
that's why we're changing the
guest,
name, the conversations to it, Mental and Jazzy, because that's
Jazzy.
basically what's going on.
I likes that. But while we waiting, I like to go ahead and just give them a brief what you and I was talking about last night. We was talking about unmasking the villain. And when we was talking about, I seen the video with how Mustafa was the rightful king. I mean, not Mustafa. Scar was the rightful king.
Scar was the rightful king.
Was the rightful king.
We were talking about how when the movie has its right spiritual context, all the villains are correct in what they're saying.
Right.
They're all correct. I mean, let's be real. They're all correct in what they're saying.
And so it's just like, even like with the Joker, we was talking about how the Joker, like he didn't really want to kill Batman. You know what I mean? It's just that his whole thing when he was growing up, he didn't have that in him. It's just that how he was treated when he was younger. I didn't watch this last one because they said it was a musical, and I wasn't with it.
It was kind of like a musical drama, but it was pretty much the same, effect of because Batman was like, "Oh, you've been trying to kill me all this long," and the Joker laughs like, "I don't want to kill you.
You're right.
Without you, there's no me." He understood what he said. That balance.
Mm-hmm.
It's that balance. That's the spiritual meaning of it. That's that balance. I can't be a Joker without Batman.
It's just like when we was talking to my family that night when we was on the phone again on a Monday night when one of my cousins was talking about after he created everything, he was like, and it was good, and then he said there was no evil. Remember? And then we was like,
We're in the realm of objects, my brother. For there to be things, there has to be opposites. Mm-hmm. It has to be. There's no other way around it.
How would you know that it was good if there wasn't any bad? You know what I'm saying? It's just like when you're going through anything in life, like, man, if everything was always good for you, if you was a spoiled kid, every time you fell down, the parent came to pick you up, and every time you got a little bit of anything they paid for you to get your grades and everything. So life was good. You may have thought it was good, but then when you hit a certain age and then you had to hit the real world on your own, then it's just like, wow, or it could be the opposite. You grinded it out all
Well,
of your life.
you
All
got to
your life you had
remember,
to fight.
struggle is the key. I was watching something. It was
What did Buddha say?
what's his name? The famous the dude, he was on The Voice. Skateboard
Snoop?
P. What's his name? The little light skinned dude in not Maroon 5.
He and Maroon. One of the singers is Maroon 5, I think.
Yeah, no, but the light skinned dude, well, whatever. He was sitting there talking about his kids, and he was like, "Yo, I don't play that with my kids. I don't put no silver spoon in front of them, because at one point they're gonna have to get out here in life, and they're gonna need to know what it is. And if they can't struggle and know how to get through the struggle when they're young, because I'm doing everything I'm not helping them."
Right.
And he was dead serious. I ain't helping them out. I'm not doing them a favor by making sure everything is right. Without struggle, we cannot advance. Okay, there's always a risk for a worthy reward. There's always twists, flaws we can't afford. The spirit gives lifts when the presents are poured. When the presents are poured, life ride is swift when the truth's aboard. I mean, that's what we're talking about, but it's such a fine line of the opposites.
Mm-hmm. What did Buddha say?
Buddha said, the more you want, the more you'll suffer. Basic. That's the basic theme of Buddha.
That's kind of like the reason why you got to be careful what you ask for, because you just might get it.
Right.
A lot of people think like, oh, well, but then when you get it, it may not be in the terms or the view that you had it. So you really have to be, when you speaking things into this universe, you really have to go ahead and be almost absolute, right on, and then speaking from your heart and from your mental space. You just can't be saying throwing words around.
That means you're speaking from your heart and what you know. You're authentic. You're not trying to sugarcoat. You ain't trying to deceive. You're just saying, hey, this is what it is. For those that can hear, let them hear.
Because when you get those things that you've been asking for, you got to realize that the balance side of it is that everything that you wanted, that you desire, and that you got, the opposite is on the other end of that too. So it's just like you're going to get the good with the bad. And, sometimes the bad, you be like, oh, man, why did I ask for this? I wanted to do this. Now I don't, but it's choices. Remember the podcast that we was on with Ms. Desi, and it was either choices or predestined. Like there's some things that
what you don't choose. No, not what you don't choose. What you don't change, you choose.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, if you don't want to change it, if it's something going on that's bad for you, you need to change it, and you don't change it, you're choosing it.
Mm-hmm. And it has the right to come in its own proper way. You see what I'm saying? Because you chose, like, it's just like a choice not made is still a choice. So you can't be mad when the choice that you didn't make, that was a choice anyways, comes back and give you what it wants to give you.
Because you didn't make a choice.
So some people be like,
make a choice. The choice was not to make a choice.
Yeah. So either way, you're making a choice. Life is about choices. Like they said, like a box of chocolates. You know what I'm saying? So that's the whole thing. It's just like, so we have to go ahead and understand that we have to go ahead and be careful. Like I see a lot of women talking about, I'm waiting on when my husband, this, that, or whatever. You know what? The best thing that they can do is just be themselves.
The problem is
it's going to attract. It's going to attract exactly what you need.
The problem is a woman can't find a man. That's not how it works. A
That
man
a
finds a
man that finds
woman,
a woman. That's true. That is
and
true.
that's a good thing.
That's
You see
true.
what I'm saying? They can't find a
Hmm.
man. That man got to find you, but they can't find you when you acting like the rest of these hims.
But then you got the ones on the opposite end of the scale that think like the sugar that they have don't, you know what I'm saying, stink too, because they like, well, I'm demanding this, I need this, I need that. I seen a challenge, right? And then this one lady said, I finally found a challenge that I can't do. You know how they do all those social media challenges?
Mhm.
So the married women were going up to their husbands, and it was like, I can't pay the rent this month. I can't pay the mortgage this month. And then
Mhm.
it was just like, and then the man was like, one guy, he was just like, is this a joke? You know, he's like, I'm not going to be able to help you pay it again next month. And then he's like, I don't, you never paid the mortgage. You know, so they
You've
went,
never paid anything.
yeah.
What are we?
And
What are
then
you saying?
one guy, the lady, she's like, you know what, I can't pay it. And he's like, okay. And then she's like, but I can say I may have a little change. He said, you give me something. He's like, go ahead. Because he's like, you never gave me a dime for anything. So
Out
you
to
have to
eat
go.
anywhere.
He's like, and then the one husband, he was like, he said, well, he's like, honey, just stop. He said, we'll always have a roof over our head. I got this. You know what I'm saying? So I mean, so you got women that want to be on the dating scene that want that same kind of treatment as a wife,
Well,
and having a husband. And like I've seen so many videos where it was ones
it's
that was
even
coming and
worse than
saying,
that, Jazzy. These women have no knowledge of self. They don't know who they are. They're trying to be these women in the magazines and in the movies. They want to be a boss girl or an independent girl. You know what men hear when they say independence? Oh, you don't need anything. So you don't need no help, no assistance with anything.
mm,
Think about it. I'm
mm,
independent. I'm good. I don't need nothing. Boom, boom, boom. So you don't need no help. And let's be real. That's not true for men or women. We both need each other.
me each other. That's the whole point. That's what's
That's
missing.
the
That's exactly what's missing. And then you know what the whole thing is? There are a lot of women that really handle their business because they don't have a
oh, look at that. The lady said, we don't want to hear it anymore. Oh, they cut him off. But guess what? We just talking truth. Real truth. I mean, did you know that love is a choice? It's a choice. I'm gonna choose to love this person. I'm gonna choose to love them whether they give me something good, when they giving me something bad that I don't like, but I'm gonna choose to love them. It's a choice. Happiness has nothing to do with in a relationship, unfortunately. So it gets twisted. But as we move through this experience in this meat suit, this physical body, all right, we always got to go back to who we are, what we are. Oh, he's back. And he's gone.
Am I there?
You were there for a minute. We kind of heard you. There you go.
Hold on, I don't see myself though.
We
Can you
see
see
you.
me?
Well,
Huh?
not anymore.
Let me log out and come back in. Continue what you're saying.
There we go. We see you.
I can't see you though.
Hold on, let me check the guest list. Oh. So, like I was saying, basically, um, good news on the other front is Cosmic Awareness, Overstanding Darkness 2, Upgrade 101, my new book. It will be out next year, 2025. All right. 225. What's that? 9. That Born. It's going to be that book. It has all the science in it. It has the stuff from the book of Enoch. It has the Metu Neter in it. It has all of the Clarence 13th Acts. It has the all the jewels. It's coming out. It's gonna be that joint. All right. I'm telling you. It's gonna be big. You can get it from audiobook. You can get it on you can download it. Talking about cosmic awareness, Jazzy. Oh, he was in, he was out. But it is coming. All right, it's going to be that next thing. It's going to make my first one, Overstanding Darkness. All right, look, I always say that look like a child's book, but it isn't a child's book because it does open up those that are in the beginning. So Overstanding Darkness coming out 25/25, Cosmic Awareness. That upgrade 101, I'm upgrading your mind. I'm upgrading your sight. I'm upgrading how you talk, what you know. Everything gets an upgrade once you finish the book. Jazzy Fist.
That was Shabaka. He was just telling me he gonna be on, but he's gonna be on a little late. So we just keep rolling.
Tempo. I mean, it is what it is.
So I don't know what I was saying that we was talking about relationships, right?
Uh-huh.
That was the last thing. So I was just saying, like you said that he that finds a wife finds a good thing. We've all known that, we've all heard that. And then the thing is, what I'm seeing is a lot that a man doesn't mind a woman being independent. I'm talking for some men,
Mm-hmm.
I don't know,
well, you got to break down what does independence mean? What are we talking about when we say an independent woman, a woman?
Okay, so like I was saying before I got disconnected. I was just saying there are a lot of women that are holding it down, maybe if they have children, if not, but they have, they're doing the things what they would do if they didn't have anybody. They go to work, they may own their own home, vehicle, their lifestyle, they're living in their lifestyle, in their means of who they are. Okay, so so men don't really. It's like some men. I hear some women say, "Well, men don't like that." They do, And however, it's just that
it's not that we don't like it. We don't like the attitude that comes with it.
That part,
because it's most of a. Oh, I don't need anything from anyone. Well, ain't that a man? Right. We don't need to get married. We don't need all that. What we can get out of a girlfriend or a female companion, we don't need to do anything else after that, but we want to for a different reason. Okay, but when they get to that independent stuff, we always talk about, because you got women that want to raise children and they say, I got to be the man and the mother. Woman.
Yeah,
but you never hear a man say he has to be a woman and a man. He's not going to overstep his manly body. He's going to be the man. That's all he can be, and he realizes that. But women try to take on this extra role, which they cannot do. It doesn't matter how hard you try. You'll never be a man.
And I mean, it's women that do a damn good job, too. You know what I'm saying? Not taking anything.
They can maintain a child, but they cannot raise a child, because a child must be raised with mother and father, or male and female. Everything else is just you're just kind of keeping with the status quo, because you need both.
Sometimes circumstances sometimes don't allow that. Like if the father died, the father goes to jail. Right. You know what I'm saying? The father is sick or ill, or you got a deadbeat father. You know what I'm saying?
But the mother can never be a father.
That's
when
correct.
They say that, that's ridiculous. I got to be the man and the female. That's ridiculous. You can never be that. Okay, you're taking on roles that are beyond you. Then you wonder why you're stressed, why you overweight, why you eating too much, why you on these drugs, because you're doing things that you're not supposed to do.
The natural element of a woman.
And I understand what you're saying. Even if you're thrusted into it, all you can be is the best mom you can be.
That's it.
That's all you can do.
But
all we can be is the best father we can be. That's all we can be.
I heard something the other day, and it said that women marry for things. Like protection,
Yeah,
security. You know what I'm
protection,
saying?
security, financial
Uh,
security. Right.
you know, a maid, you know, a friend, all of this, and you know, they have all these things that they marry a man for, and a man marries a woman for one thing: love. Because what else is
That's
he
it.
getting out of it?
That's the only thing he can get out of it. Someone that he can call his partner. And then we get the shaft on that because now they ain't looking at love being a choice, something that I'm going to commit to, something that I'm going to go through thick or thin. They looking at happiness. Nigga, you can be happy one day and sad the next.
Next day, it's gonna.
So we can't cause happiness can't, but if you ask women, would you if would you leave your relationship? Would you stay in a relationship if you were not happy? If something was going on in you, and most of them be like, yes, my happiness means everything. So you're gonna leave your kids, your husband, break up a happy home or
I
a
seen it happen.
home with both male and female because you're not happy. And that's that bullshit. That's that crap that they've been taught, programmed, trained to do since Section 8, welfare, whatever. And then you got the ones where ain't no Section 8 over here. Yeah, you have the financial ability not to listen because you're financially strapped. You don't really need, yeah. So you don't have to listen to shit. You absolutely right. But you'll be home alone. You'll be raising these female kids, female men, these boys that this dream you have of in your head of how a man should be, but you ain't got one. But you want your son to be this man. Shit is crazy. I mean, but it is what it is. I ain't mad at it.
You know, so
I
that's
mean,
the
I'm be
thing.
real.
And you know, the one thing is that we know as men that, you know, the world would not even exist without women. You can't. It will not. It will. Where there's no women in any area of the world, there you guarantee there's no life.
I take it even a step further. At one point, there was nothing but the black woman on earth. That's why it was such a strategic a plan to make sure that we get these black women doing anything and everything but being who and what they are. All right.
Facts.
And being anything but what they are. They represent that 93% of space out there that's dark. They birthed the first sun, SUN/SON. Undeniable.
But
They got
you
the
know,
mitochondria DNA that has every race within them. Only us, 9 ether beings that have hair that grows to the sun. I mean, the shit, you can't make this stuff up. I don't know what to tell
and
you.
so that's the whole thing is with me. I want all black women to know that I love them. You know what I'm saying? So I mean,
Absolutely.
you know, like, because a lot of people, you know, like they say, well, they dip, they go here to go there. I'm not leaving, you know, black women,
No,
period, because
it's
it's
it's bad for
you
the
can,
black women right now. Shit, it's bad for
it
all black
is.
people, period. Black men, black women, the shit is fucked up. It's crazy.
Mhm.
But the European, this Western version, this US version of women, all women, not
It's
just black women, is pathetic. Shit is crazy.
it's gotten worse because of social media and everything. Is because the image that what a woman is supposed to look like is just be yourself. You don't have to have all of the extras, all the super long eyelashes, the fake
The
body
come get us.
parts, and the.
Listen,
I mean, you
we
know,
talking about that.
it's just that, you know, even like the weed, and I'm just curious in like 20 years of like even wearing wigs and stuff like that. How would your natural hair be after? You know, I mean, it's the long term goal that you
What
know
they
that you.
don't realize, saying what you're saying, the long term, everything you put on your body gets absorbed into your skin. Good, bad, ugly, whatever. All the perfumes, colognes, all that shit
Mhm,
has shit inside of it that makes you sterile just by
mhm.
smelling. All the soaps have crap inside of it, so it's bad for you on the inner you. Yeah, it'll clean your skin, but it's got bullshit on the inner you.
You know,
Fluoride, all that they try to give you to brush your teeth, all that goes inside of you. So makeup,
You
eyelashes,
putting a
all
whole
that
bunch of the.
glue, all that crap. Think about what you got to do to your hair to get your weaves right. All that is destroying them. In fact, they just came out. We was talking about this maybe a few months ago. We was talking about how the perms now are leaked. They found out that the perm actually goes through into your scalp and it
Yeah,
causes something on your brain, like a lesion on your brain when you get too many of them. Shit, you can't make this shit up.
they
But you
not, but
tell a black
they
woman,
left
you
the
go to
perms
church.
alone now.
Look,
It's
you
just
go to
wigs and
church,
weave.
right? You go to church and all the sisters got perm, not perms, weave and shit, braids and shit, hair that's been collected off the goddamn ground with lice and shit. They don't even.
Did you see that video where they
Yes, I
was
know. I
bringing
seen
all
it.
the hair in, and then
Yeah,
they had
I
it?
seen. What was it? Spike Lee did a joint on it.
Oh yeah, he did a movie on it. But
He did a movie
I
on
seen the
it.
video. I seen the video the other day where it was just hair from all different women. You know, and that's another thing. It's
You
just
don't even
that
know what you get.
you putting other women hair on your
But
head.
not only that, the only fur that they can only use it as fur. They don't really have black people's hair because our hair don't work like our shit crumps up. Ain't no straightening that shit. That shit dead. You see what I'm saying? They can only use Caucasian hair and weave.
But it's I think it's more than that though. I think it's like Indian and all of that different stuff.
No,
You
when
know,
I
it's
say Caucasian, I say hair that lays flat.
right.
Opposite of
Yeah,
our
I get
shit.
what you're saying. Right. Ours grow to the
Hair that
sun
lays
and theirs
flat.
lay flat. Right.
Whether
So
it's
the thing.
Indian, whether it's European, and when I say Indian, I mean red dot Indian because their
Right.
hair lays flat, but they got thick hair.
Mm.
You see what I'm saying? It's all about, but they got dark skin, thick hair, but it's all about the hormone structure. That's where them 9-ether comes in. That's where that meta-netter comes in. 9-ether, 8-ether, 6-ether, 7-ether, 60. It breaks down. You can look at a person and know exactly what's going on. That's why when they say, I hear that shit, oh yeah, this white person had a black baby, tenfold. Stop lying to me. You're lying. Genetically, it can't happen unless they're already black from the get-go. But most people don't know genetics. They don't know science. They don't understand the gene pool. So you can get away with saying things. They tell a lie vision. Why you think they reelected Trump? He was a good liar. And people believed it. All you got to do is tell them something they want to hear.
But the thing is just that it's all lies. That's the part that people don't, it's just
all of it.
I had a talk with this guy at my job today, this Asian guy, and he was just like, he's like so far, he just all he does at home, he's like 51, he's still a virgin. Can you believe that? He's 51, still a virgin. He goes home
It's
and
unfortunate.
He watched the news. That's all he does is watch the news, and he may watch a couple of movies, but he just watched the news. And I was just like, and he was talking to me today. He was just like, he's like, did you hear about such and such and what they? He's like, it might be third war, and then he's talking about. So what do you think about the economy? And I was like, dude, I said, you know what? You're talking to somebody that hasn't watched the news in like 20 years.
Does not
I don't
care.
even know. And then he was, you know what really make it bad? I know some of the people that's listening like that's fucked up, but he mentioned the governor or whatever, the governor name or whatever, and I was like, who is that? And he's like, you don't know who our New York State? I was like, some lady, and I was like, I don't know because I don't live by those type of rules. I don't. That's not my world anymore, So it's just like
it's just as crazy as someone putting something on the paper saying you're free. We now have put it in the Constitution that you are free. Nigga, either you free because you know you're free, or you're not. Because they put it on a piece of paper don't mean shit. It means nothing.
Then he was like, so he was talking. And I was like, dude, I was like, man, everything you saying. I said, you talking about a whole bunch of people that's just lying right in front of your face. And you sitting there and you just listening and absorbing. I said, I don't even know what you're talking about. All the stuff that you're saying, I said, I don't even know. And he said, you didn't hear about. And that's my point right there. I don't really care what I don't. And you know what? And I say that unapologetically too, because some people like that's kind of you don't really. I don't care to go ahead and know enough to go ahead and feel a certain kind of way about what I should feel about a. You know what I'm saying? It's just too much work
for something I don't care about.
Exactly. It's just way entirely too much work. You mean you don't care about what this person is going to go ahead and try to? It's like,
Nope. I argue with my
whatever.
brother about that. He can come in. He's going to deport people. He can deport you. You'll be. Come on, bro. If you're worried about what someone else is saying they can do, all you do is give it power by worrying about it. You make it happen because you think it can happen. You give it the energy it needs.
And then I broke it down and I told him how we was talking last night. I said, well, let me just tell you something, my brother. I said, listen here. I said, I really don't care about situations because like when I walk outside and whenever I walk, it's like I'm walking through a valley. You know what I'm saying?
Valley
and the snake or the snake and the lion is saying, nigga, you don't see me here? I'm like,
I see you, but I don't care.
That's like,
your impact has nothing to do with what I'm doing, bro. Nothing.
I got teeth. I got fangs. I got teeth. I got claws. I'm like, okay, and okay,
good for you.
You have teeth. You have claws. You know what I'm saying? So good for you. Okay, so what is it that you're trying to? What is it that you want me to know? Never mind. I don't have time.
They want you to be in fear. So they say shit that make you think of something that puts fear in you. Oh my God, they're gonna do this, they're gonna do that. Look, I tell all y'all right now, listen. Even the powers that be, the people that run shit, they run around this motherfucker, but ain't running nothing. Everything they got is coming from the inner spirit within them that's controlled by someone else, another entity. So don't get it twisted. All right. When you go by what looks good, feels good, tastes good, sounds good, smells good, you're actually being overridden and controlled. Your frequency is easy for jamming in an entity to come in and take control because you don't know who you are. You don't know how to love. You have no consciousness of self.
So this is the funny part that you're about to really laugh at, right? So I was just telling, I was like, dude, so you know about the war that's happening, you know about he's going to make all these changes and everything. And I said, then he tell me he eat fast food every day. I was like, nigga, you watching the news for the wrong thing. I was like, how are you going to be sitting there watching the news about all of this other stuff and the health part about everything that's got to do with your own body? You talk about stuff that is out of your control. It ain't nothing you can do about it. But the stuff that you can about the food that you intake.
I'm a McDonald's person every day.
He's like, man, I love it. It's good. I love it. I was like, dude, you're watching the news and you don't see. I don't know. I don't know.
And what kills me is if you go to another country's McDonald's, the shit is totally different.
Because they don't put the dyes, they don't put the certain
things. They got all that bullshit in it.
The stuff that's illegal, they said they can't. I was watching one where it had Skittles, the candy. It was a whole different color.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? They was like, because we cannot put the certain things that we do here in that, that cause cancer and everything.
Red dye, that dye 1 or 2 or 3, all that's banned. Causes hyperactivity, causes this. No, come on, man. This is the melting pot, baby. This is where we go, where we trying to kill off the God body. That's what they're trying to do to us. In the food, remember, the Romans controlled people through the food. They knew it. All we got to do is make them eat this shit. We can tell them that it's good for them. We can give them anything. Then they come around every now and then and say, you got to get this vaccine. Boom. Then they put shit in the vaccine.
Now they're telling you not to even do it no more. I seen the things where it's like, don't take it.
Don't take it now. Which we knew from the get-go. So they really ain't saying nothing. We already knew not to take it. But once again, the problem with what they're doing is they think that they're trying to kill us off. all they're doing is advancing, making the thing that they don't want come even quicker.
Quicker, yeah.
Because that's the plan. The creator uses your own vices against you. The thing you're trying to destroy everything with is the thing that's going to destroy you, not everyone else.
That goes back to unmasking the villain.
Unmasking the villain. You see Jay-Z
So-
now caught up in this bullshit.
I
He
heard
was there.
today in the barbershop about it. I didn't, yeah. When I was in the barbershop, they was talking about it, but I was like, that's crazy.
But once again, everybody knew what Diddy was doing.
Diddy.
Everybody knew what R. Kelly was doing. Everybody knew that. Everybody
As long
knew
as they
what
was on
Hugh
the
Hefner.
ride.
He's doing the same thing. Hugh Hefner was doing the goddamn same thing with little girls. Same thing.
And that dude, Jerry, what was the one that got the
For
fund,
the
Jerry
Subway
fund?
commercial. Yep.
And the Jerry that got the foundation for the kids that can't walk or something like that. He married, so it's just like they get who you want to get. You know what I'm saying? And it's just
It's a part of the ritual for having that money. I'm trying to tell you. If they up there and they got all that money, look at the athletes wearing them $5,000 bags. Bitch, that's a purse. Stop it. Cut it out. Cut it out. It's a purse.
hey,
Man bag
advertisement.
and this and that. It's a purse. But
Your
because you
favorite
got money.
athlete,
Right.
and it's
Come
your
on,
favorite
bro.
athlete. That's a direct advertisement. You know what I'm saying?
Direct advertisement. Be
So
feminine.
I was telling him today, I was like, dude, I was like, wow, you really just like don't know what is going on. But he trying to tell me what's going on with, and I was like, dude, I said, then he was trying to go ahead. He said, I'm about to make this.
You should have just told him it's a distraction. News distraction.
So check this out. So two things he mentioned. One was about the food, and he was like, "This is the United States. This is the best country in the world. Why would you think the government allowed them to go ahead and put stuff in there and the food and everything?" I was like, dude.
See what I'm saying?
Yeah.
He is so oblivious. This is how people are deaf, dumb, and blind to the truth. They can't see it, Jazzy. If you put it, only way they can see it is if it comes on television.
And you know what? I could see if it was advanced stuff, how we say and we see things, and then some people won't see it. That I can get that, because sometimes I'm like, wow, I would have never thought in this day and age that I would have even thinking on these terms. But I mean, but for the simple stuff, it's just like, dude, you are that program that you really think that. And then so he told me about an invention that he wanted to do, some kind of solar battery or something like that for the power juice up. He got some kind of idea. And I was like, dude, I said, it's only going to be something that you can make about this small. I said, because if you got something you think that you're going to power up stuff and everything, I said, get the United States as a mafia. They're going to come get you.
Let you do it. They'll let you go through the whole process, make it, show that it works, and come in and take your shit.
they kicking in your door, waving a 4-4. yo, I was just like, that's why I said I could see if it was like the stuff like when we talk, but it was just the simple stuff. And then he's like, so you believe this over this? I was like,
well,
dude,
which do you think it is? Is it ignorance, meaning they're ignoring what they know, or they just been thoroughly programmed that they just, I like to think they just playing their part,
dude.
They playing their part, man.
Yeah, you know what he playing his part? He's on the assembly line, like in the movies, how they had the robots and they all do the same thing like this.
Mm-hmm.
They putting something together, drop it. That's where he's at. So yeah, he's doing his part, but he's doing his part too. You know what I'm saying? I was just like, dude. I was like, you know what? I can't even talk to you no more.
There's a better way, bro. There's a better way.
And because he's like, man, this is America. He said, so where are you gonna go? He said, so there's no other place better than here. He was just going on, and I was just like, oh my god, dude, this is just like, I said the things that you're worrying about in the future. I say, you said what? So what if he said you never been hungry? I was like, because I guess he went through a period, but he's probably, came in the country and whatever conditions between there and
I
here.
was in the military. I had money and couldn't buy food and was hungry.
So I was just like, no, and then I was telling him about choice, and he said, so what about the people that's outside? Remember we was talking about the bums out there on the street. We got to find another word to say besides bum. I don't like that. You know what I'm saying? Because they're people too. However, these people made a choice. You know what I'm saying? To go ahead and live under extreme weather, extreme conditions, to have lack of, you know what I'm saying? Even the ones that's not on drugs, the ones that just say, look, and then they'll go do something in front of a cop to go ahead and get a warm bed in the wintertime.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? So, I mean, these are people that just say, you know what, fuck this place.
Well, I mean, some people come to the
They don't care.
realization, and
They don't care
it's
about
not even
nothing.
that, Jazzy. They find out the truth, and it's too unbearable. It's too
That's
hard.
what I'm saying.
They can't take it.
But you know what? And like we said on the other podcast, they don't really care about anything. Anything you say, anything
They
you
tuned
do.
it out. They tuned out everything that looks good, feels good, tastes good, sounds good, smell, all that, and they haven't reconciled on the inner them on how it's going. So I'm just going to live as a bum. No one will care about me. They won't even see me. I'm like invisible. Horrible. Well, I ain't going to say horrible existence, but you're alive, but you're not living.
Until something happens, and then they want to pull you in for questions. Hey, did you see this? Did you? Because it's always
and what do they normally say? I don't know anything.
No, nothing. Yeah, they just keep going about their business. They don't care about.
I don't know anything.
It happened right in front of them. They was right there. Nobody paid them attention, and they don't care. You know what I'm saying? They don't care. They don't care about anything. So so that's why I was like, he said, so what about? I said, dude, they made their choice. That's what they choose to do. He had a hard time accepting that.
Isn't that most of life that we have? Accepting, oh, here he comes.
My brother.
The man of the hour, too sweet to be sour.
Man, it's about 15 degrees in Rochester, man, and I don't car problems, man. I wanted to jump on. I'm hungry, but I did not want to miss the live. My man Jazz asked me to be on the show, and I like being on time for people's stuff. So I'm sorry for being late.
Hey, we glad you're here, bro.
My camera may go out.
Hey,
come back in.
No, come on, bro. That's what you do for a living. The only thing that can't go out is the camera now.
No, I'm saying that because I might have to put some food in my mouth. I don't want to be rude. People see me eating on camera.
You straight?
Hey, so we're gonna go ahead. We was just just talking until you got here. We have Shabaka. Is one of our brothers. Mental went to school with him. Me, I've known him for over like 20 years. When he was in college, spiritual brother, and he got a lot of knowledge. And I just want you to introduce yourself and just tell us a little bit about you and any spiritual services that you provide.
Wow. Okay. Well, I'm from Rochester, New York. Educator in digital media, filmmaking, web design, graphic design, basically all digital media. Have over 24 years of teaching experience and also about 20 years of professional experience doing music videos, commercials, short films, documentaries. What else I do? A bunch of other things. But what keeps it all together is I don't provide spiritual services, but I'm into African spirituality. But even the word African now, based on how some people are engaging on social media and on the internet, they got a problem with Africa. So I don't like saying African. I'd rather say black or melanated because people people tend to say they're not African. So we know that's not the real word of the motherland. So just for context, I would say Africa or African spirituality. But a lot of people who call themselves black or African American or whatever really got a problem with Africa. So my spirituality is getting back to our spiritual system, who we can validate has some fundamental things, no matter what language you speak or what part of the continent you're from. All of these things correlate, have different names. And so right now I don't complicate folks and try to indoctrinate people with things that may be esoteric or even Kemetic or African. So as we speak today, I'll go further into that and what that means. I think, first of all, spirit is breath, spirit is life, right? So it's
Facts.
there. So, so we don't have to make our spirituality complicated, right? Although we are complex people, because that's how we do as African people, or black people, or melanated people, or people from the motherland. So I'll just say that, and then we can build from that.
Okay. So thank you for the introduction. Give us your whole your whole entire your name that you.
Okay, the name I've been using for a while, for probably like 15 years or so, is
Right.
Shabaka Muathar, right? So
Okay.
I kind of, well, my name was not done in ritual. Like I didn't have a priest or someone spiritually give me that name. At the time, I was reading Metu Neter, which I actually have the book.
Oh, whoa, whoa. Now we talking, player.
So
That's
so I
my
have
book
I have
right there. That's my book.
volume one and volume two. And
Yes.
there's a book that Rod Nefer meant also wrote called African Names, right? Which I didn't have. I was rushing trying to get here, so I didn't have the chance to bring it from my office. But in the book called African Names, but let's back up a second, because my young people ask me this all the time, and so I got to give them a story because I think it's important.
Uh-huh.
When I was a film student at UB, this probably had to be like 92 or 93. I wanted a, a cool name as a creative filmmaker. I um I wanted something with Shah in it, like Shahid or Sharif or something with SHA. I did know that. So I go to the library on the University of Buffalo campus, and there was a book called African Names. And so I go through this book. The book is in alphabetical order as far as names. So I get to the SHA section of the book, and I come across Shabaka. And I was like, okay. So I read the definition. And in that particular book, it says that Shabaka means to be creative and versatile. So I was like, yo, I'm a filmmaker. I'm creative. I'm versatile. That name fits me, but it sounds like Chewbacca from Star Wars. And I was very turned off by it. I'm like, I'm gonna keep that on the back burner. But it does mean and represent who I think I was as a filmmaker at that time. Um, so maybe a year later, I started getting to African spirituality, and I start going into some of the history of some of the dynasties, and I get to the 25th dynasty in Kemet, and there was a pharaoh named Shabaka,
Ah.
the Nubian. And I saw a picture of him. I said, he got a nose like me. I said, this brother kind of looked like me. His relative Pianki and a few others, they were from Nubia. And Shabaka is the last pharaoh, the last Nubian to unite Upper and Lower Egypt. If people who don't know, Egypt had two kings at sometimes, an Upper Egypt and a Lower Egypt, or
Facts.
Upper Kemet and a Lower Kemet. So Shabaka, he actually got into a quarrel with Pianki and defeated him and was able to assume the throne. And he was able to unite Upper and Lower Egypt. You had the Hyksos and other, what's some other people called? Phoenicians and mad people who were fighting
Yeah,
for
the
Egypt.
Phoenicians, the high toast. I know what you're saying.
Right. And so I said, man, maybe Shabaka ain't that bad. It sounds like Chewbacca, but man, that name start means something to me. So as I got into Rod Nefer book Metu Neter, I mean African names, excuse me. He has phonetics in there, right? So in the book, SHA, Shah, and it's some Jewish folks that say, "Oh yeah, Shabbat, that's a Jewish thing, whatever." I'm like, "Oh, whatever." Anyway, but the SHA means to proclaim. Ba is the soul, and Ka
Ba
is the
and
spirit.
Ka is the spirit.
Spirit,
Right.
right? So to proclaim the soul in spirit, right?
I like
So
that,
that's
bro.
what, if you're breaking down that phonetically, Shabbat means to proclaim the soul and spirit, right? So then the Mu in Rod Nefer Ament's book, Mu is the spirit of Asar. It's not Asar, it's the spirit of Asar. And of course, Asar is God and man. You know what I'm saying? So to proclaim the soul and spirit in the essence of God and man. So that's what Shabaka Muasar means.
Nice.
And that's kind of how I got that name, and I've been using it. And I think I'm gonna legally change it pretty soon. I'm supposed to
And
benefit my
and the
son.
Yeah,
power of
you've
it
been
is
talking about that for a
every
while.
time every time you say the name, it reinvigorates and gives you that spiritual energy back to you every single time.
And also, Rod Nefer Ament says that we're supposed to say the complete name when you address a person in our tradition, because that name means something. You can't. People call me Bach, they call me Baka, but you're supposed to have a person say your complete name because the name has a meaning for
Well,
you to have that vibration and power.
well, in the beginning was the what?
Word.
That's what they say, the word, right?
In the word. So words have meaning. Not
Meaning.
only do they have meaning, before the word, there were no things. That was the subjective realm.
Right.
The realm of darkness. When you look out in space, 93% of space is dark.
Right.
That's what I'm just trying to relate, because I read them. Oh, I love the Metu Neter. Go.
Right.
That was the first book. I read it like 20 years. That was the first book that gave me clarity. Oh, this is what's going on. This is where all the rest of this shit come from. But once I read it, I started reading all these other books that was putting other shit together. Like, oh, this is all a dark thing. We come from the darkness to experience the light, to learn about the darkness.
We know we come from a liquidy matter. We know we come in dark. Like I tell
We come
people,
right.
There's nothing new under the sun, right? So
facts.
Think about how we have our ingest and how we are conceptualized in our womb. We know that in the womb it's airtight. We know that it is dark.
Triple stage darkness.
We know the sperm and egg is a watery matter.
Mm-hmm.
Water.
So we know we come from the dark, and we know we come from a watery mass, and we grow into what we are now. So that we don't need nobody to tell us anything. We just study ourselves.
Not only that, we think in what? Darkness.
Right. And a thought is a physical thing. That's another thing too. Like, a thought, in order for you to make something manifest, it has to come from a thought. So before it can materialize, it has to be a thought.
First.
But what they don't tell you is a thought has weight, shape, color, mass. It has all that. It depends on the concentration of the thought. Because the thought starts off as just that immaterial thing. But if you concentrate it, you make it heavier, then it starts to manifest through the veil of reality and it becomes true.
Word.
Like cell phones and shit. Like if we had cell phones back 10,000 years ago, we'd freak people out. Be able to communicate like in thin air. So if we can't,
in fact, I'm gonna say one thing. We did have it. No,
we did.
Don't get it twisted. We did have it. Everything is just a cycle. Everything has just been recycled every so many thousands of years, bro. If you look at the Netu Neter, I don't know if it talks about the precession of the equinox. You have that 6,000-year cycle. You have these cycles that we go through, the lunar phase and the solar phases. It's a whole recreation of the earth. Everything get destroyed, we gonna start all over again. But when the destruction represents the physical entity, not the mental energy or the spirit. Just the physical body gets destroyed. Then we get put right back in these bitches to keep moving where we left off on.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? That's why we don't reincarnate. Once you become human and we get in these Adamic beings, and we represent higher phases of the atom cadmium, which is the 5 bodies of light that's wrapped around this electromagnetic body, which is the physical body. We can realm through all types of universes. But they don't talk about that. That's in the book of knowledge, the book of Enoch. And it talks about what is to come, how we use our love and light right here, right now, will determine where we go in the next realm of creation, in the Father's many mansions, or many zodiacs, or many constellations. All the same stuff. When they use the word, when they use the word world, it really, back in the day, they translated it from age. So we knew there were different ages. So it had nothing to do with the world being destroyed. We're just going into the next stage.
Yeah, based on that 26,000 year calendar.
The precession of the equinox, right? The 52,000 year. You know what I'm talking about.
Yeah, so
before you get going, tell us how you started on your journey.
Oh yes, my bad. Yeah, we jump right into it.
Yeah, we started going deep.
Journey to what? Consciousness?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay.
What was that first thing that put you over that made you like, wait a minute?
Okay, so the first thing, and I tell this story all the time too, and it's fine. I'm a storyteller, I'm a filmmaker, I tell stories. I have to give credit to the nation of gods and earths, right? Because them brothers saying the black man is God. My cousin / he had got with 7 OD, and he came home and he had some mathematics and stuff on the dresser from 0 cipher to 9, and I was understanding, I'm reading. I'm like, oh, that sounds interesting. He's like, yo, the black man is God, and so that got my mind to thinking like, yeah, the black man is God. I like how that sounds. My grandmother, she was a Baptist person. She went to a Baptist church, Friendship Baptist Church, right there on Columbia, still there. And Reverend Crocker, I think the brother name was at the time. And so I used to go to church just to get the donuts and the hot chocolate. I ain't gonna lie, my grandmother made us go to church. But hearing that the black man is God, I thought that sounds way more powerful. And I gotta give props to Public Enemy.
What year was that when you got that?
And I think you better listen to him. Farrakhan's a prophet, and I think you better listen to him. Who the fuck Farrakhan is? So it was hip hop, the 5%. This probably what year is this?
90s.
No, this is like
80,
88,
86,
no,
87.
It's like 86, 87. It's like, we like in high school. I went to high school in 86. It was before high school. It's like 85.
Wow.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? So 86, 85, somewhere around there. P came out in 85. Nation Million came out in 88. So, but that album came out in 86 or 87. But that
X-Clan.
X-Clan is like in 90, 89.
Yeah, that was 90. Yeah, you're right.
A little bit later. So that's kind of got my mind to twirling and thinking. But I still wouldn't say that I was conscious, but at least I knew that black people had something to contribute, and we had this supreme mathematics, and I like the fact that they knew how the circumference of the earth and how far the sun was from the earth, and they would be quoting all of these mathematical facts about this physical reality that we live in. The man is the sun, the woman is the moon, and da 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 da, and just
man, moon, star, man, woman, star, right? Star.
Right. So that concept had me intrigued. I go to UB in 1990, and of course we had Brand Nubians, we had X-Clan, even Tribe Called Quest, and Big Daddy Rakim,
Jungle Brothers. You had a whole native tongue.
It was the nation, the 5% nation that really start to crack open the Stargate a little bit, right? I gotta give them props, although I kind of moved beyond their philosophies, but I got it. But I can't.
No, that was the beginning. The Clarence 13 text. I remember. I read the book myself. That was vital for my learning. Vital.
An integral part of my development. So I go to UB in 1990, and a friend of mine, and I brought the book today too. I brought a couple of books. I don't know what we was talking about, but I just brought a couple of books. I think books are important. one of my mentors,
Scholarship.
a brother named Dr. Leonard Jeffries. He's an elder now, and he's really in bad health, but he will always say, you got to have the books. You can't just be talking. You got to have something to back it up. So I'm in front of the dorm, and I'm thinking about trying to get some weed or trying to get with a girl. I'm not going to lie. I'm out in front of the door chilling, and my boy walked by. I just met this brother from Buffalo. His homeboy was the president of BSU. He was like, yo, man, this speaker coming to speak, and it's right down here where you're like, yo, come with me. I'm like, nah, man, I'm trying to find something else to get into. He like, nah, you should come. I'm like, man, nah, I'm good. He's like, nah, man, it's a brother. I'm telling you, his name is Anthony Browder. He gonna come. He's speaking. He gonna be here in about 10 minutes, man. You should come. I'm like, man, I don't think I'm. He said, nah, man. This dude, he convinced me to go. At that time, in 1990, his book, Browder Files, just came out. Thin little black book. Anthony Browder lives in Washington, D.C. He wrote a book. He went to Kemet. He had pictures, and he was just dropping science about Kemet and stuff like that in this small little book. This brother, I walk in this auditorium, and he showing the pyramids. He breaking down so much information. My head is spinning. But what really got me, he was like, yo, same as we said earlier, the mind, how you can use the mind. He said, he said, who's the biggest person in the audience? So my man Rascal, he's a Kappa, muscular. He walk up, he stand up. He said, come up here on the stage. He said, we're gonna lift this brother up with 2 fingers. And I'm like, 2 fingers? I'm about to see how. So everybody looking. And so he called the smallest people who's the smallest people in here? 4 y'all, come up to the stage. So he get the smallest people in the audience. They come up on the stage. He said, lift this brother up. So they grabbing his leg and one grabbing the arm. They trying to lift him up and they can't do it. Then he goes and whispers in their ear. They come and put their 2 fingers like this. And they go under one armpit, under the other armpit, and under the knee, and lift this brother up.
Word.
With 2 fingers.
That's what's up.
I was like, shit, I'm sold.
I need to know that.
Whatever African shit they talking about,
I'm with.
Word.
This book comes out now.
I got that book. book.
Contributions. This is the brother Anthony T. Browder.
I got that book. I ain't finished it, but I got it.
He got a book called his first book called The Browder Files. It's a real thin book. You can find it on Amazon. This brother right here is he took me on my path to consciousness in 1990, damn near 40 years. I mean, a long time ago, 30-some years ago. So the Nation of Gods and Earths, or at the time, the 5% Nation, and this brother right here. I met him, I shook his hand, and then he had his book for sale, and I bought the book at the lecture. And from there, I've been on my quest since 1990, my brother.
Wow, you know what a small world. Hey, when I was living in Atlanta, I had a 10-disc CD set, and it was of the dude that did the infomercials that went to jail, Kevin Trudeau, right? So I was listening to his little thing that he had going on, and he had a lot of knowledge in there because he does a lot of our stuff. And that's what happened is just like in his lecture, he had the Fiber Center, he had the Masons, he had the ones that they call it. He had all these different organizations there, and they was telling like you pay money or whatever, you join this organization, and they release like knowledge to you. So I listened to them all. So this brother that was working with me. That's his book, Shabaka.
Yeah, I have that book.
Okay. So what he did was
when he first wrote it, yeah.
Oh,
yes.
See,
my next book is coming out, Shabaka, Cosmic Awareness. It'll be out in 2025. I put the Clarence 13th X in it. I put the Book of Knowledge in it. I put the Medu Netter in it. I broke the whole Bible down using all the stuff that they don't want to talk about. Why are we gods? In Psalms, when it says they talk about the gods, the constellations being spots where we're at. I broke it all down, bro. It'll be an audio book. It'll be a you can
PDF.
download it. Everything. I'm gonna have my own website. Everything. 2025.
That's what's up. Let's go.
You already
So-
know, bro. I'm trying to let them
Let me-
know what's going on.
So let me just tell you. So what I did, I traded him those CDs, and he gave me the book.
Okay.
Same book that I got the same book for giving him the CDs, and he gave me the book. So it was pretty cool. I got the same book. It was given to me. Most of my books have been given to me lately. Isn't that something?
And a lot of my books been stolen from me. Like I got books, I got a book called Shabaka. Dope book. I don't know what happened to that book. And then one of my young interns wanted to borrow my Anthony Browder book and my
Gone.
military book.
Never seen it again.
No,
You got the next volume. I don't have that one.
I guess this is 1 and 2. And he got
Yeah.
other books he wrote too, but my boy Haru got a lot of those books.
They got up to like 7 on those.
Yeah.
It's a whole bunch of them now, yeah.
Yeah.
So yeah, it was Anthony Browder. Then from there, so I was into so at the same time that I was becoming conscious, I still was kind of mystified by these Greek letter fraternities, right? Only because of superficial things. You know, the girls was choosing these suckers because they had the burns on their skin and they step in.
Facts.
So I was like, this sounds interesting. A brotherhood, they got this knowledge. And so I start studying them and seeing how it was a brother named Steve Coakley. Rest in peace to Steve Coakley, brother from Chicago. He said, I'm going to name all the names. The Trilateral Commission, secret societies, the Boule. He broke all this shit down.
Mhm.
People are advisors to the king. They don't have the real knowledge. The real knowledge comes from the Masons. So I said, fuck Greek letters fraternities. Let's go to where they came from. Let's go to
Right.
right. So I go to the Masons. And like I learned way back when I was 18, I tell everybody now, don't you ever join an organization without knowing the history of the organization. Why would you join any organization if you don't know how it was founded, who founded it, and what they all about? So who are these Prince Hall Masons? Where'd they come from? So I start dibbling and dabbling. I'm like, oh, I can't fuck with them. They got their charter from Skull and Bones, and they still under the
Same thing. Yeah.
I don't want to do that. Forget it. So I got into the Kemetic spiritual system. So I was doing that for a while. And
When did you get into the Medu Netter, the Kemetic spiritual system? What year?
Before Medu Netter, I was doing Ashwa Kwesi stuff and Anthony Browder and
Kwesi, that's the one that went to Egypt that was showing the videos, right? Fire.
Used to come on Channel 15 way back in the day before Medu
Yo, you know I posted it. That was me. I posted it on Channel 15. That was me. I had bought the video and posted both of them, part 1 and 2, on Channel 15.
I have been seeing it on there. Right. And then who else I was into? Of course, you got Chancellor Williams, Clark, and Diop, and I'm so listen, bro. My college career was phenomenal. I was a part of, so after the Black Student Union brought Anthony Browder to our school, and my brother, who told me to go, his homeboy was the president. And the president at the time was a real light-skinned, half white, half breed dude, but he was conscious. He was on this shit, but he looked half white. Anyway, he was the BSU president. My boy ran for the president the next year and became the president of the BSU. The one who told me our budget was $50K, bro. 50,000 in 91.
That's a lot of bread in 90.
That's a lot of bread.
A lot of bread. Man, I met so many, and I'm some crazy because I'm a video person. I didn't take none of this.
Oh
I
Mm.
met
wow.
Khalid Muhammad, Karis One, Black Panthers, Ramona Africa, Kwame Ture. I can just Khalid Muhammad, L. Sharpton, Automatics. I met Elaine Brown, mad political prisoners, mad scholars. Tony Martin wrote a book about the Arawak Indians in the Caribbean. I mean, I met these people. Like Anthony Brown, I ended up meeting him, not meeting him, but met his people in DC. I gotta meet him because I did a short film. Me and our man called Reafricanization. We got a whole lecture called the Afro Symposium. It's a whole system, and me and our men are trying to do this sometime soon. But you got to see this film. The film is phenomenal. But my brother Amen also got introduced through knowledge to the same book, the Nile Valley Contribution to Civilization. So
Mm-hmm.
in the film, he's walking down the street carrying the book. Cause I said, yo, that's what got me on my path, the same author. So what I was gonna say, I was gonna make a anyway. So and then from African spirit, from Kemetic sciences, back what year is this? Around 96, 97, me and Haru, our homegirl Aset, my man Haki, and a few of us was trying to get a Asar Aset Society chapter in Rochester.
Mm.
We started communicating with Brooklyn. They told us we got a chapter in Toronto. They're closer. Won't you go there? And at the time, they wanted us. Well, the first thing, you got to have a vegan diet. They have a strict diet, Rod Nefer them. So you can't even get started without doing that. And then at the time, they want you to pay like 300 bucks for these books that basically we never got the money to do it. So it never happened. But that, I don't know what happened. We just never did it. But I wish we would have. We would have had a chapter here in Rochester that probably would still be around. But there is a chapter of our Set Society in Toronto. That's the closest chapter you can get besides going to New York.
Is the one in DC? Is that the one that I was talking to you about? Is that
One
the
in
same
DC.
thing?
They're in DC. They're in New York. But
Okay.
they started out in Brooklyn. Rod Nefer and Men started out in Brooklyn.
Everything started in Brooklyn.
Yeah. Yeah.
Bobby,
So
all I mean, well, that part in the city. You know what I mean?
it is
A
so
lot of different.
in the past. Well, I don't know if you guys know Kokai. Kokai Sarah is from Rochester, lives in Tampa. He's a Igugun priest, he's a Orisha priest. And so
Mike
the last
Mental
8
live in Tampa.
Mm-hmm.
yeah, not Tampa, I'm sorry, Tallahassee. I didn't mean to say
Oh,
Tampa. I'm sorry. He lives in Tallahassee, where FAMU is.
okay.
So for the last 8 years or so, I've been dabbling into Ifa. And I went to a voodoo ceremony, and I've been to a couple of rituals. I've seen some stuff, you know what I mean? And then and it seems like people who are into Kemet, when you start digging deeper, you start going into traditional African systems, right? So I think Kemet is cool, but when you start going deeper, right, you start going into some of the more traditional spiritual systems and see their interrelationship, right? So, but it don't really matter what system you get into. If it's African, those same principles are going to still apply.
Well,
So,
I think it takes you off spirituality and back to the truth.
yeah,
And then
I would really say is this because, in my opinion, spirituality is science and math. That's what it
facts,
is.
right? It's the unseen spiritual. It's spirituality or spiritual science is the unseen science, things of the mind. You know what I'm saying? Things of the spirit and the soul.
And I say math because for the Meta right? You say you got Sebek and you got Heteru.
Mm-hmm.
These are all principles, right? Now, there's some people who get into this stuff
energies.
and they think Asar really lived, and
Right.
they think that Jesus really lived,
Really lived, right.
and they're not even people. We know that Jesus really the Son, right? So we gonna cut through the chase. The thing that the phenomenon that they call Jesus is literally the Son, literally. Hair of thorns coming out the head, comes from the east.
And Christ is the title. It's an anointment. There's many Christs, but go ahead.
So the three kings are right there with him, and then he dies on the cross on December 22nd. But the star that form a cross, so literally the sun dies on the crux of stars that's directly north of the sun on December 25th. On the 22nd, on the 3rd, it rises up.
Rises back up again.
Born again. So Jesus, the concept of this Jesus concept is not just new. They've been doing the same phenomenon for many years, but when you find out that it's literally the Son. So, but they say he died on the cross and he was persecuted. This is our science, right? That's why I say it's science, because you can see the sun. Ain't no mystery. It rises every day.
And you know who the three wise men are, right?
Yeah.
That's your pituitary, your pineal gland, pituitary gland, and your hippocampus. Those three glands are responsible for your spiritual outlet, so you can get those downloads.
And then those correlate to the three stars in Orion's belt.
Right. The three stars that they followed to find Jesus' manger or whatever it was.
Yeah, right. So that's why I say that if you want to call it spirituality, that's really astrology. It's really science. And we can watch, because our people, we was here first. So we kept watching the sun. Like, oh, what's going over there? And of course, when it set, we were like, we didn't know if it was going to rise again. If you came into existence today and the sun set, you like, yo,
it's gone.
It's gone. Is it coming back? When we seen that fucking sun break, like, yo, it's coming. We started clapping and celebrate. Then we start watching it. And then when it did come, the plants percolate, the bugs come out, everything started to act. So we started drumming in. Like, yo, this is God. This goddamn bright ass thing. When it come, we can see shit and we feel good. We want to have sex. We want to have children. This thing is cool. So we start following that bitch. To be like, yo, look at night. We can see shit. These stars, they stay right there, but then they move. Wait a minute, they moving around. We start charting this shit for thousands and thousands. And then after a while, it got boring. We're going to call the sun Heru. We're going to give him a falcon head. Why? Because the falcon is the highest flying bird that flies toward the sun. We put a falcon head on his ass. Like hip hop. I say, like right now, these Krusty Crackers, they get Nas and get people lyrics 1,000 years from now. Do they really know what Nas was saying? They're going to misinterpret our shit. They don't know how deep this shit go because we wrote our phonetics down. And the same thing when it came to our spirituality. Krusty Cracker get it. Oh my God, they worship animals. No, bitch, it was the sun, you dumb motherfucker. But they ain't gonna know. They gonna put a white man face on it, say Jesus died.
You already know.
You know what I'm saying? So
look, Michael Jackson was white from the get-go.
So religion, so that's why, I mean, I don't try to knock anyone's religion. I mean, now even when like my uncle, he got into comedic science, Asar really lived. He really died. I said, no, Asar is really a concept. It's not a real person. None of that, they're all principles, right? From Asar, Heteru, Sebek, all of the same thing with all the
principles or energies. They're energies that we need to cultivate within us.
There's a deity for the sun, the moon, the water, the wind. Those are all natural phenomena that we gave names to that have principles that if you apply this water with this and they, so it's
but
all
Shabaka, they represent things in us. Everything out here represents shit that's in us.
Right.
And everything.
So some people think that we were very intelligent, right? Because we could have just said, hey, God is the sun, have a good night. Right? That's boring. It's boring. We gave it names. We had stories of a person dying on the cross, or not a cross, but dying and then being reborn again. Mm-hmm. We had stories of this and stories of a wind that would come, or certain time in the year this will happen. And We made it. We made dances on it. We painted it on our face.
But we did it even better because we used those stories to show how when you change your mind, when you become spiritually enlightened, that's like being reborn,
and
being reborn again.
We became in unison with that phenomenon.
Right.
Right.
But you know how this all correlate, because you have comedic way, you tell them a spiritual way, and then like if you went ahead and just like when we say Paul, like in the biblical text, he was like, look, these things are allegory. He's telling you that he made up things for the concepts and for the principles for you to get the knowledge. So you see what I'm saying? So it's all, that's what I be trying to tell people.
Give me 1 second. I'm here.
Okay. So I that's what I be trying to tell people. I'm like, you know what? You can learn something from all of them, and then you see how they correlate, and you apply them to yourself. But people, what the biggest thing is today is that there's division. Everybody wants to think that theirs is better. This way is the only way, or I only this. But you know what? They all work and coincide with one another.
Facts. Everybody you see is a representation of you.
Representation of you.
Everything is a rest. So when you get mad at anyone, you're just getting mad at something in you that you don't like.
As within, so without.
As above, so below.
All the same.
It's
yeah.
principles.
So a lot of people, they I don't know. That's why I started out by saying that even when it comes to African spirituality or the Meta Nutere, I can talk about all of the Netta rules and give you Rod Nefer Ahmed's book, and he got the cards that go with it and do readings.
I got the cards too. I do readings. I haven't done any, but I can do readings, but I used to when I first got it all, but I'm with you.
And I'm like, fuck all that. This is where I'm at right now.
All that.
This is where I'm at right now with spirituality or science or whatever. Okay, so when I get into African spirituality, first thing they told me is that how far can you go back on both sides of your family? All right, that's the first lesson. So when you get into Africa, whether it's voodoo, they call it voodoo, it's really voodoo, or you go into
voodoo,
or you go.
I got that one, the Book of Voodoo.
You go to Ifa, even Sangomas in South Africa, wherever.
Orishas.
They, first of all, ancestors first before Orishas. It's always ancestors, your ancestors before Orisha, right?
Right.
So then once you do that, if you can get something from those ancestors, anything that they personally owned or had, whether it's car keys, and even their Bibles, believe it or not, it's physical thing they had, and then you use those things to tap in, right?
Mm-hmm.
That's the first thing. And then they tell you it's always ancestors before Orishas. So I'm not talking about all these deities and Orishas. They're not important unless you want to get consultation to realign yourself so you can stay on the path. But it's really ancestors before anybody, right? Why is that important? Like I told my son, look at us. We're here because we have a mother and father, and they have a mother and father. And guess what? That DNA is indisputable. If you get your parents' DNA and they match it, it's going to match. It's going to match. But because of slavery and because of we've been migrating, some people came from different places, we have broken that. We don't know our lineage. But if we could go back, we can find our real mother and father.
Well, the lineage is in the blood.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
As with the consciousness. See, like I got O positive blood. My father, my mother.
Praying to Jesus, our gods is our DNA. Literally.
Facts.
Why in the fuck are we going to Allah and Jesus and Hindu? We like, oh no. You're going so far away from
yourself.
Your power.
I even tell them something like you, Shabbat. I say,
are dying. They're leaving this earth thinking that some white cracker will come from the sky
and save them.
Or some black man with an afro.
I
No, stop it. Listen,
I
bro.
try to take it to him and like, look, your God Jesus is in you. That's energy and power. Allah, Buddha, all that. Anyone you trying to praise to, that's energy that's in you that you got to activate. But they won't. They reject
DNA.
that.
We think we are born with these skill sets. My cousin Jabbar can draw. Somebody on our side, I don't know who. Somebody, when you come out the womb and you doing something, that's your
One
blood.
of your ancestors, right? That's part of your ancestors coming through you. Do your
my
DNA.
son like me. My son look like me. He technical. He can look at stuff and fix. I'm like, wow. Now I know having my son like, yo, this shit real. This ain't. He just was born with that through his DNA. He already had the skill set, and so we all have talent
Because you had it.
Now imagine if you can go. Now see, think about this too. In Black Panthers, when the dude went and burnt up their holy, what they call it in Black Panther. Anyway, before we got in contact with these crusty fucking crackers and these other foreign invaders who came into our sacred space. And this should be in the movie too. It should be a movie or a 3D animated film to show before we got in contact with these invaders.
What was going on? Facts.
Do you know that there probably were shrines that was probably 2,000 years old? Could you imagine going to your family? I don't know if you know it or not, but in the African spiritual system, you have a Egungun, you have your ancestors, and you call their names. And so we only could go back 2 or 3 generations. After our great-great-grandmother, we done. But before the white man came, they were celebrating for weeks. They had so many names to call. Can you imagine if you had 1,000 generations? You're not
calling on that energy. That's that energy. That's in the DNA. That's the energy you've been talking about.
But you know what?
Yeah.
I want to just say real quick, the same way if we lost ours, but theirs is there, because you can go Noah, his descendants, Abraham, his descendants, and they keep going on, and they begot, but you know what? Ours is the one that's the broken chain. Like you said, you can only go back unless you had a family reunion and somebody did something and they tracked back, or you got old enough people that can go ahead and say, yeah, my great grandfather was this. If you don't have that, most people can only go back to their parents and your parents. You know what I'm saying?
So imagine the power if we had 1,000-year lineage and my son was born and he's technical, and I can say, yo, that came from Grandpa Willie.
Great-great-great-great-great-great-grandpa Bucky. I know what you said.
Building bridges and building temples or whatever he was doing. So that's how that. Oh, you can sing? Oh, that's your Aunt Mabel. Aunt Mabel. Now we can't. We just. Oh, my kid can dance and sing. We don't know where that came from.
The Spanish descent do a lot with that, though. Like they have the whole thing, and like when they do the Day of the Dead and everything, they have like
a lot of them. They do Santeria. Right. And that's another thing. This whole black and brown, I don't fuck with that either. Spanish people don't fuck with us, yo.
They don't.
But we keep saying black and brown.
Listen, nobody messes with us. Let's be real.
Don't. Nobody do. So let's
nobody.
I'm doing a lot of building with a Black Panther named Jalil Matakeem. He did 40 years for killing the cop. He's here in Rochester. I'm building with this brother right now. We got a black film organization that we started. So every time he speak, he said, for black and brown. I said, now, Elder, I want you to know, I don't do the brown. They don't break bread with us, right? And I know better. Even when it comes to this, like if you go to certain parts of the Caribbean where these people in Dominican Republic or Cuba, some of them don't let you in because you black.
Facts.
But it's our system, though. There's some African shit that y'all doing called Santeria.
Shabaka, we are hated all over the world. Why? Because we were the first.
Right.
First Japanese, first Chinese, first Greek, first Roman. We were there already. All right.
First is because of our melanin.
Right. We were already there.
Anywhere in the world, the dark.
When they talk about in Ireland getting rid of the snakes was black people. That was us. So when you celebrate, what is that day? What is the day?
St. Patrick's Day.
St. Patrick's Day. You're celebrating them killing us, getting us out of our own country. That's what you're actually celebrating.
Anywhere in the world, you go to Southeast Asia, you go to India, the dark with the Dravidians, the darker your complexion, anywhere on the God green in this earth,
On this
you are at
earth.
the bottom of society.
Bottom. When we are when our do you know that our DNA is alien DNA? We got shit in us that ain't in no other being. That's why our hair grows to the sky. There's only one race on the earth that our hair grows to the sky like plants. One.
Son.
9 ether.
Right. And so, but we got our people who, and God bless our parents and grandparents. They
They
are
did the
doing
best
what-
they could do.
They did what they parents
They
did.
right. They did
got
the
their
best they could
They
do.
got that little Bible. And God bless their heart. And I say, hey, it's up to us to push it forward, right? To see how we can get back to our power. We are not venerating our ancestors. We're praying to Allah, we praying to Jesus, we praying to Yeshua and Yahweh, and you not. What about grandma now?
Right.
So when I speak African spirituality, first of all, in every Black household, we have shrines. We don't call them. My grandma had one. It was a china cabinet. In that china cabinet, she had her Bible. She had all the family pictures. She had father this, that, all the things I started saying a little while ago. We have them in our house. We just have lost that tradition of connecting with our ancestors. You know what I'm saying? So that's why, even though I have these books, I have learned that shit don't matter. It's about knowing your family. How far can you go back and you talk to them before you talk to anybody? Before you talk to Mayat, before you talk to these Orishas, fuck them. Go to your DNA. Because they have the blood and genetic code and the answers that you look for.
Absolutely. Everything you need to know is already there.
Why would you go anywhere else? You can get this book, right there for a minute. I want to do it, man. No. You ask your grandma and granddad, your parents, who was Uncle Charles? Where you from? Charles? You start digging and you start finding, oh yeah, Charles had a lot of land. That's who you talk to. You holler at them. You ask them for mercy. You ask them for help. Like, yo, I'm out here. It's fucked up out here, Uncle Willie.
It isn't even help. You demand. I mean, you got to get to a point where you demand and say, look, bro, we all on the same plane trying to do the same goddamn thing. This is what I need to happen now. That's what me and Jazzy be talking about, trying the spirit by the spirit. But I don't play around with it, bro. Either you gonna do or you ain't gonna do. I'm like the white man with that. Either this shit is gonna work or it ain't gonna work.
I have a mother and father, and they got a mother and father, and they got a mother and father. So the chain has not been broken. I'm here.
Your facts.
I've always been here.
And all that energy is in you.
My son walked like me. That's why DNA is so beautiful, right? If I can find the bones of my ancestors, they'll look like me. That's why when a bitch commit a crime to get your DNA, you going to jail, nigga, because this is undisputable.
Undisputable.
Fingerprint or your blood was over here, nigga. You did crime.
I got 3 kids, and they could all be twins, and they all by 3 different baby mamas. But that's that DNA, that imprint, nigga.
That's
once I stamp it, it's stamped, nigga. It's has a stamp of 100 generations before me, stamped.
Our ancestors are our gods.
Facts.
Hey,
that's who we're supposed to be talking to.
You know, so that's the thing. Like, people, when you say ancestors, though, a lot of people get spooked out, you know. And then, like, one of the things, like, they say, well, you saying, is it the creator? Are you praising it or this? And the thing is, we honor our ancestors. So that's the thing.
Well, they can't understand the concept of energy from within. Their concept is that someone out here in the sky looking over us,
Yeah.
trying to do. Come on, bro. That shit is so outdated and weak.
because
Even the kids don't even play that bullshit. Nigga, what are you talking about? Stop
Because,
with the
you know-
fire and brimstone already.
no, you know why? Because we've been programmed to always want a leader. That throughout our whole time, it's just like you want to follow. That's the way they put it. You must follow. You need a leader. You need this. You need that. You know what I'm saying? Instead of going within.
And right, and guess what? The white man gave us his book. Now, somebody wanted to debate me one time. Well, he did. I asked. He was going back and forth with me on Facebook. Forgot the brother's name. I said, let's have a debate. We can go live on Facebook. Let the people decide.
Ouch. Let the
And
people
then-
decide.
And then he didn't want to do it. But what I was going to do, first of all, I was going to get a nice King James version of the Bible, because I'm doing my brother polite stuff before he went crazy. I was going to have a Bible over here, and then a big bucket, and in that bucket, I was going to go to the meat market, get a pig head. I was going to get chitlins and guts, and put that bucket in the Bible. And I was going to say, what's the difference between the Bible? How are these things similar? This is what the white man gave us to ingest, and we ingested the slop, right? We, on the plantation, the only book we can read was the Bible, right? The only food that we had to eat was the scraps from the animals. So they would take a cow, cut off the head, cut the feet, cut the tail, take out the guts, and throw it in a bucket. We picked through that bucket, said, there's some meat on that leg. It's some meat on that oxtail, right? There's some meat on the wing. The white man didn't want the wing. He cut the wing and the head and the feet off of the chicken.
Took it right off.
That's why we like chicken wings now. They didn't want that part. They threw it in the fucking bucket. We eat chitlins. It was the guts from the pig. We clean the shit out and boil it down with peppers and onions and put
I
it on
see where
rice.
you're going with this already.
So with the Bible, the same thing. That's the slop they gave us to ingest.
The leftover.
Ate it. Same thing with the word nigga. They call us nigga. We take the word nigger and say nigga. We take the white man's slop and turn it into a philosophy, right? Turn it to a way of life. We ingest it and eat it. Our oppressor becomes our deity. So you can't tell me I'm not taking nothing from the white man. As a matter of fact, my philosophy, anything that
I
white
said that
people say,
myself.
you go the other way. Wherever the white man is doing, go the opposite
way. I said, how you take nothing from the white man through slavery but his Bible? That makes no sense.
Make excuses because our grandparents did it. That's what I'm saying.
And their grandparents did it.
Our grandparents and our parents, well, not my parents, but my grandparents for me, my grandmother, I should say. Grandfather went to church later on in life, but they were raised that way. And the church was integral to us being free and civil rights. The churches,
it was
Underground Railroad was in church.
It was.
So we use that institution for community to help build family and to have a moral compass, right? We are the only.
Well, not necessarily a moral compass. Let's be real. I've known right from wrong since I've known. Since I've come into knowing and being conscious. Yes.
What did you say, Shabaka? I didn't hear you.
Indoctrination.
Oh, yeah. It's programming. You know, like, I even was talking to my dad, and we was talking about, because every time I talk to him, I talk about spirituality. Then he back it up, if he can back it up with, with his belief system and everything. So we was talking about programming. And then I said, Pops, you know that a lot of stuff that I'm saying programming is just that basically we spent all day in church. So you, as a kid, you have a telegraphic mind to replay and play everything that you absorbed. So we used to come home and we used to copy people when they, caught the Holy Spirit. We shout like them. You know what I'm saying? So we did all of the antics. When somebody was singing, we act just like how they was singing. or if somebody was preaching, you can have, you know, the youngest one out of any Christian household. And when they go ahead and then then they have someone doing the sermon, and then they imitate a pastor that they sing like and you know. So
Yeah.
I mean, and by the time that you're 12 years old, if you grew up in the church, in a church family, you've already been indoctrined enough to go ahead, and the symbols and the things that they do is what recognize them as in their belief system. You already know it. Yeah, I mean, you're practicing it. Is you know what time, like if we're gonna sing, what time offering. I mean, you already been programmed. You already been programmed by the time you're 13. If you already came out, so
Well, once you turn on
and that's just a,
television, because you can ask a 2 or 3 year old and they go by McDonald's. First thing they McDonald, Pizza
Right.
Hut, Burger King, Wendy. They don't know nothing else. They can't speak any other word, but they can speak them goddamn words from them damn fast food spots. Shit they want to eat.
but
Through the
you know
through the
what? And
Programming
media.
it's
They learn through the
it's
media.
program.
on the
Yeah,
medium, yeah, on the
and
medium.
you know, like how they tell you that the colors that they use and everything is to go ahead and entice, you know, age groups, and you know they make the foods and the cut. It's all programming. Everything is programming. Everything that we live, see, do, you know, it's all effect of some type of programming, rather it's religious, rather it's school, rather it's, you know, just anything, just even as far like right now what's happening with the women, they're being programmed because you know what, they all have weed, they all have eyelashes, they all have long hair, long nails, you know what I'm saying, them many of them get alterations to their body because they want to look a certain image that they have been programmed
Even though
to
it's
see.
costing them time of their lives because that shit they putting in them ain't prolonging their life. It's only shortening it because now at some point that crap gonna come out. But go ahead, Jazzy.
So, I mean, that's why I said it's all, everything that we see on this physical plane is some type of program. Just like you were saying, Shabaka, from the beginning, when you was like, okay, I can't fuck with them because, you know, I can't be a part of no organization that don't have a black head from the beginning. You know, so and the thing is, what has happened all throughout history has been programmed. Whether it's going to be Kappa, Alpha, you know what I'm saying? If you want to go Skull, not Mason, or the what's the other, the Scottish Rites. So it's all programming. And then once you get in these type of societies and everything, you're being reprogrammed again. So that's the whole thing. It's just like with me, I chose the route of spirituality. I chose it because you know what? First of all, I want to rely on something that I know that helps, that allows me to breathe, that allows my heart to, you know what I'm saying, for my brain to function. So I chose that route because I was like, what other substance, deity, um, however you want to go ahead and put it, can guide me better than my own self?
Yo, I want to commend you, Jazz. And I saw you making the transition when I first met you to now, different person. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And it takes a lot of courage to do what you did. Knowing, your parents,
Facts.
your father, for you to take that route, I was like, yo, this is dope because most people won't do that, bro.
Yeah.
It's they ain't going against their father in the church because that's how we keep it going on for generation to generation. Because you like this is a family thing,
Mhm.
especially if your church is a well-to-do church and you have
Mhm.
financial things behind it. Or your father's a minister, like a TD Jakes or something. Like, how you gonna turn your back? You like, I'm gonna be Jesus freak because this dude got money, or Creflo Dollar, even though his health is failing. But I'm just saying that it didn't the corporatocracy of the church and how it's a business and how people have been manipulated. Bruh, it's just okay. Okay, check this out. After the Million Man March, when the Million Man March comes, and I don't go, I was gonna go. Haru say, "Oh, we gonna ride down with brother with you know, with Daniel Flower bookstore and what's my brother name? The teacher. Anyway,
Oh, right there on Thurston.
Yeah, but then it was it was Avery Blackman, Howard Eagle. They all had went down together. I was supposed to be with them, but I bull crap and didn't go. And but anyway, so I'm watching it on TV and I'm crying, especially after I seen Howard Eagle on CNN. I don't know how Howard Eagle got to speak, but Rochester, we some bad brothers. I look on TV, I see Howard Eagle speaking. How the hell did he get on the TV? He said, I'm from Rochester, New York. A lot of y'all with them cameras, that's where the cameras is made at. I'm from Rochester. He is on the Million Man March speaking on TV. I couldn't believe it. So I'm crying. Anyway, when they get back, Farrakhan wanted them to form different committees. I was on the education committee because, you know, I'm into education. And so me, Howard Eagle. Anyway, we started meeting like every Wednesday. And it was some brothers from DC that had a radio show on the FM station. It's like the Air Force Brothers or something. Can't remember the name. But the brother was speaking about the Bible and just breaking down all of this numerology. If you go to Corinthians, this and 700 sheep, and he started breaking it down, and then somehow he started relating that to Freemasonry, right? So I'm gonna tell you something. This is what I found out. It took me years to break the code, but I broke the code. When I was gonna be a Mason, right?
I was gonna be one at one point too.
I got a book called by do I got that book here in my house? It's called Al-Islam, Christianity, and Freemasonry.
I think I might have that too.
It's a blue and white book by a dude named Al-Mustafa Amen or something. I think he's a Muslim brother.
Mm-hmm.
But he must have been a Mason because the brother was breaking down a lot of Masonic order, relating it to the Bible, relating it to the Quran. And I was like, damn. Then that audio tape we were playing at the Million Man March. And so I start piecing it together over the years, right? But what really brought it home for me is my cousin, homegirl, they pled Zeta Phi Beta. Now this chick smoked weed. Now I started messing around with her. We was kind of dating, not dating, but screwing with this girl. And she crossed over, and they invite us up to party with them to celebrate them crossing over with their sorority. So I go to her room, and she got Zeta Phi Beta paddle. She got T-shirts. And in the middle of this little situation was a brand new white, clean Bible.
Oh, okay.
And I'm like, why is she got a Bible? She don't go to church. This girl ain't never talking about church. She was not talking about nothing religious. Why she got a brand new, clean Bible? The Holy Bible and the Quran is a Masonic document. That's their book. The Holy Bible and the Quran is the Masonic Order's book.
Yeah, sounds about right.
They wrote it. Think about it. So then I start questioning my friends. I was like, yo, because the brother was telling me in the book, Al-Islam, Christianity, and Freemasonry, he was like, yo, they study the Bible.
Yeah, because when
I put my life on it, bro. First of all, when I was going to be a Mason, the dude said, okay, here's the
you got to believe in something. Yep. Gave me an application. He said, you had to take a physical.
Whether you're a Muslim or Christian, it don't matter.
Don't matter. Yeah.
When we call you, you get your pajamas, you get your slippers, and you come to the line. He was breaking it down. So the book was saying, hey, okay, so to make it simple, to be a master Mason is the third degree. You go from the apprentice to the master Mason, the third degree. That's called the Blue House. And then from the fourth degree to the 32nd degree is called the Red House. From the first degree to the 32nd degree, the Bible is your structure. When you become a shrine, you get the Quran and you get an Islamic name. That's why we see the Shriners, they got the little Islamic
hats. Yeah, yeah.
So I said, wait a minute. That's why the dude said you can be into Christianity or be a Muslim.
It don't matter. Yeah, yeah. He said you got to believe in something.
It's their books, right? So I said, man, when you go to court, you put your hand on the Bible.
The
I
Bible.
Mhm.
swear, right? You go into the courtroom, you got the constellation. You got the judge who is the sun, and the 12 jurors is the 12 signs.
Disciples, yeah.
Every courthouse faces the east. So I start breaking. This took me years to figure this shit out. And well, I said, yo, that's the. So that's start asking people who I said, yo, my boy, he was a Sigma. I said, man, y'all be reading from the Bible, huh? He denounced his fraternity. He's like, yeah, man, we be quoting from the Bible. When you pledge any fraternity, you gonna read from a Bible, bruh. That's their document. So that's proof to me that why would they have you read from the book if they didn't write it? Now, I go to Sanford, Florida one year. My uncle, a Mason. I look on his living room, on his little shelf, it said Masonic Bible. I'm researching this shit. I said, oh shit. So I crack it open. It looked like a Bible, bruh. I was trying to find out for some secrets in here. It looked like a Bible. I flipped the cover. It says Masonic Bible. What's the difference? He said, boy, what you doing with my book? Put that back. I said, oh, okay. Oh, my bad. You know, I put it back on the shelf. I was trying to figure out I thought I was going to find some secret diagram or something. It looked like a regular Bible. Then, like, all this stuff started adding up over the years, over a 15-year period. And then I worked with a girl in 96 before I started going to RIT. And she said, hey, it's going to be my church. I'll go to this so-and-so Tabernacle Church in Rochester. And this year is our 100th year anniversary or 200-year anniversary. And we got this books for sale. Do you want to buy a book to help out the church? I said, no. I'll think about it. She had a copy of the book of the church history. Open the book. The first page is all the founding fathers, and they all got their Masonic order stuff on. I'm like, yo, they wrote the fucking Bible, bro. So even the Prince Hall Masons, all of them, they all read from the Bible. That's the secret. When you pledge and get your ass whooped with them paddles, you also quote stuff from the Bible because that's their holy.
Get your ass whipped with the paddles.
That's why Masons say, hey, you got the secrets. Yeah, y'all know some of the stuff in the Bible has an African root, right? So yeah, there's some stuff in the Bible. I don't read the Bible because I feel like, why would I read something? It's like it's a bastardization of the truth. So
well, the Bible comes from the Egyptian Book of the Dead and the Gnostic scripts. They pretty much took it word for goddamn word. So, I mean, Dr. Kuwait, not Kwesi, shoot, I can't remember his name. You mentioned him earlier. I used to go to Egypt. He had all that documented. Showed in Egypt, showed the actual stuff.
Ashra Kwesi, that was him.
Yes, Ashra Kwesi. Thank you, sir. He had it all documented, everything. How they directly just stole it, just straight.
But it's some
paraphrase
things that's wrong with the book. First of all, you take the females out.
Number one,
you're done. I don't want to hear nothing else. You can't tell me nothing. It's over.
It's finished.
We just got through saying that.
The Father, Son, and the Holy Spirit.
Now,
then literally, we have the Ankh, and that circle is the womb. They
right.
it off and turn into a dick. So
now you do realize the Holy Spirit is the mother, even though they put it Holy Spirit, that represents the mother.
Just make it plain, bro.
Oh, no. They're doing it for deception. Don't get it twisted. Yeah. You're right in what you're saying. I'm not disputing what you're saying. You're absolutely correct. They're trying to get rid of the woman. That's why there's so much homosexuality in the church.
And that's how the nation of the gods and earths, they were 5%ers. they had to put the earths in there because
Had
they
to.
realized that they were leaving out the feminine part. You can't have a system without the female.
I just said that earlier. Didn't I say that earlier? I
Well,
just said that
listen,
earlier.
When the
You
female
wasn't on
come
here.
first, like I'm fine with it. I have no problem doing the female came first. Look at how we are conceived. Until that Y chromosome, we are female first. So
thank you.
even when we ingest it in the body, that's why I don't need no white man tell me what's going on with the creation. We know we female first. We got an umbilical cord. How we come
What is
first?
it?
We got an umbilical
What is
cord.
it? The first three
He took Adam's
joints of
young rib and
digestion,
made
you're a
Eve
female.
made the female from the rib of the. Shut the fuck up.
Fuck up with that lie. Right, that bullshit.
It's straight. So I don't want to hear about nothing else in that book. You're done. You are done with me. How you gonna leave out the mother principle from the book? You're finished right then. So all the other, this prophet and this person came here and slayed this brother and he walked across the man. Get that. I don't hear nothing else you gotta say.
Jonah and the whale, and this nigga done parted the sea.
Let me
This
ask you
shit
this,
crazy.
Shabaka. So let me ask you this. We was mentioning unveiling the villain. So if you do that, isn't that unveiling the villain?
What does that mean?
You know, like every superhero story, you got a good guy, you got a bad guy, you know, and normally the villain, they tell you this, like, if you want to know the truth about any story, watch the villain.
Listen to the villain.
Because the villain is going to tell the true story of any movie. So it's just like, how did we just say it? Like in
Black Panther, how Killmonger
was rightfully owned.
He was
to go
right.
ahead.
He was being honest.
Yes.
What's the one? Lion King is the same. We was talking about that earlier. If you look at the Lion King, Star was supposed to be rightfully one to go ahead and have, you know, the rightful place. However, they turned him and made him the bad guy. You know what I'm saying? And so unveiling the villain is you'll be able to get the truth out of the matter.
Well, even if you look into the Bible, I always say, this is how I get people, them Bible toters. Who killed all the people in the Bible, Shabaka?
I have no idea.
God killed everyone in the Bible. Devil didn't kill nobody. In fact, the one person or the one family he did kill, he had permission from God to do it. God killed everyone.
Hey,
He
but
did
that's
it the
the thing.
flood. He said, if you don't believe in me, kill them motherfuckers. He killed everyone in the Bible. When you hit them with that, they be like, wait a minute.
Nothing period happens. That's the whole thing, whether it's good or evil. As far as Christianity, God had to approve everything. There's nothing that can happen without his approval.
I feel like over the years, I rebelled against even reading the book for so long. But one good thing about reading the book that you heard, what's the brother name? Ray Nagin. Ray Nagin was a minister who
Hagen. Is it Hagen? Yeah,
Hagen. Yeah.
Because he's good because he knows that Bible. He be breaking it down for them church people because he knows the Bible. He can show you the correlation and break it down. In order to free our people, we're going to have to know the book because they stuck in that book. So it's going to be hard for me to break them if I can't say, okay, if you go look at Deuteronomy, this and
did you ever get any of Dr. York stuff?
Nah, I don't get into the space cadet stuff. I mean,
I just go for the science.
Yeah.
I don't give a fuck who talking it. If it's truth and I can use it, I'm going to take it. Regardless of the other stuff. I know what you're saying, though.
This is what now what we're doing right now, I've been doing this for almost 40 years, just talking about stuff, and I've been doing it for so long. But this is where I'm at right now. Because what's with the young people are crazy, bro. First of all, ain't nothing real. Everybody's a clone. Even Jamie Foxx said in the special, they said I was a clone. These young people don't believe in anything. They start talking crazy. Oh, this is a third dimension. Now we're trapped through space, time traveling. I don't believe in UFOs.
No
don't
such
believe
thing.
in-
That's
I
government.
don't
I'm with
believe
you.
in,
Go
I don't
ahead.
believe none of this fucking spookism and aliens and 18th dimensions. I mean, I feel that, yeah, but who gives a fuck? Can we master Earth? We living in hell right now.
Facts.
Once we master this physical place called Earth, then we can levitate and meditate with the stars and see what's else out there off of Earth. But until we master right in front of us, how the hell are we gonna go travel and meet some damn aliens?
You know what the biggest problem with that? What slows that whole process down? Division. Division was never solved anything. It was never good.
And
So the thing is, if we came together, you know what I'm saying? Like they are, it probably would not ever happen, but it's not. It will happen, but it's not going to happen the way that a physical way. It's going to be a spiritual and a mental way that the vibration level that you carry is going to put you there automatically. That's what I feel. I feel like no matter, because I tell people, I say I don't care what you believe in. I don't care what you believe in. As long as you have a sense of consciousness, you're going to vibrate, we're going to elevate, and we'll come together at that appointed time. So like when they say that how they say it will not be televised, the
Revolution will not be
revolution,
televised.
and it won't, because you know what, your level of consciousness is going to take you somewhere, and all the people that has some kind of consciousness, or that you're going to connect spiritually in another way,
It's going
frequency
to be
way.
an inner understanding within us. It'll
Like,
have nothing to do with what looks good, feels good, tastes good, sounds good, smells good.
you know what? You know what the whole you know what's so powerful is, like when you were saying your DNA and everything, because everything is in the blood.
that's what
Consciousness
I'm
is in the
saying.
blood. Yes.
That's why, and we in our, I'm 52, bro. Back when I was 23 and 28 and 35, I had the Meta Nuterra book and I was talking about the pyramid. And now at my age, I'm not wasting my time on that shit, bro. Our community is in shambles. And the
Facts.
only thing I can say is mama and dada. What's the brother name? Dr. Sebi. He was like, we have all these problems because we didn't listen to our mothers and fathers. We've been disobedient. That's where I'm at. I get it now. Not your mother and father. You're talking about the blood.
The bloodline.
We
Yes.
our backs. We was not toting no Bibles or no Quran. We was not bleaching our skin and act like we was white people. We wasn't doing.
Putting fur on
If
top
our
of our
ancestors
hair.
came back, they would kill us all. They're murderers.
Hey, that's how
They would
like
come back, and matter of fact, I got a short film. Yo, this film about me and my brother Kofi working on my first feature film. I'm gonna scare the living shit out of people. This movie, you think Jordan Peele had Get Out? This stuff, and I kind of don't even want to talk about it on this live, but if y'all do the film, I'm gonna sue you right now. I'm just listening.
hey,
But you
I'm gonna
probably
be
won't.
listening. I'll be right back though. I'm listening. Go ahead, talk, brothers.
But you probably going to. It don't matter because you're not gonna want to do this film because you don't got the nerve to do it. It's too much for you. This film that I'm working on right now, researching right now. I got an outline, and I want to start writing on Sunday. It's about the ancestors coming back to get at the sellouts. Of course, you got drops.
Now that sounds like a movie I want to see.
You got the Drop Squad where they kidnap people and
Uh-huh.
And I seen the original film at UB. It was a short film called the Programmer or the Deprogrammer. And anyway, this book in this story, we show different characters who are sellouts, and we show what they're doing today. These are teachers, ministers, judges, different people, black people who
policemen.
Yep, these are people who are working. And it shows the hypocrisy of what they do. It shows the flaws in what they do and how these black people know it's not right, but for money and power and respect, you sell your own people out because you an officer or you a teacher.
You'll pity a nigga for that. You already know what time it is.
So I have the ancestors come back and kill they ass. Listen, bro. First of all, that's one thing about black people. We talk all that shit. We scared of ghosts. You mix
Facts.
ghosts of voodoo or spirit, they lose their mind. So I'm thinking of a creative way to bring the spirit back. So in my family, if you put your hat on the table, that's bad luck. If somebody sweep your feet with a broom,
Bad luck. Mm-hmm. You gonna be broke.
if you split a pole, that's bad luck.
Mm-hmm.
Cross paths with a black cat, that's bad luck. If you open an umbrella in your house, for us, that was considered bad luck. You don't open an umbrella in the house. When it's thunder and lightning outside, you cut all the TVs off and all. My
Lights.
grandmother,
Take it up.
listen, bro. My grandmother was serious, brother. Whenever it was thunder and lightning, we had to turn all the TVs off, all the power off, lay on the floor, and don't talk.
That was only when I used to come down south and it would do that.
Right here in Rochester. So I'd be up and look at the ceiling like, we start laughing. Boy, be quiet. We couldn't even laugh. We couldn't
Wow.
say a word until the thunder stopped.
Yeah, that's a little extreme.
So in this movie, it's gonna be weird stuff happening. One of the characters, he's gonna be going through a family album, and then we gonna see that these people are changing positions in the photos. Then he gonna come home and he gonna be hearing shit walking upstairs. What the fuck? Go upstairs, nobody there, and then slowly these things started coming to attack them. We got a sexy red soda rapper. She get killed with her own microphone cord. She get strangled. Yo, it's gonna be.
Yeah, I want to see that.
I'm trying to find a way that when you watch this film, you're gonna be scared to go home. Especially if you're a sellout. If you're the crooked judge or the crooked minister,
you want them to feel it.
You're gonna watch this film like, yo, did I hear something in my house? Like, what was that? Like,
it's so funny you say that because I don't do it now, but I always have it like my little spiritual weaponry, my armory. I always be like, man, bro, you don't want me to get my Necronomicrons, my Damians. It ain't nothing but our ancestors. That's all that means. Necronomicrons, Damians, devils, Lucifer. Nigga, that's all my people. I will see. This is what I always say. No, you got it right now. But when you go to sleep at night, I will be there. I will be there. Right. When you close your goddamn eyes, that's when I take effect. And I don't want to do that to you, bro. Let it go.
And my problem right now is with our own people. Like,
it's tough.
That's one thing. Same thing when you when you're younger, right? You counter a bully, right? The bully really use a lot of intimidation, right? It's really just they talk loud and they puff up at you, and then their reputation. Oh yeah, he shot so and so, he stabbed so and so. So because of that, you have these preconceived things about this person. So if you're not strong, you'll back down. Like, oh my God, you'll let him bully you because it happened to me, right? So, but it's only a fear, right? And you have to stand up to the bully, right? If you crack that bully across the head, like I told my son, he being bullied. I said, now I know you're scared. Who's the toughest guy? Well, this guy named whatever his name is. I said, because he don't pull my son's hat off, try to pull his pants down and embarrass him. And I talked to the school and I'm like, I said, now son, you're going to have to do what I tell you to do because I'm not going to be able to save you or the school. You got to get this dude. What you do is you walk up to him and you smile. Then you turn around and you try to punch his face off. If you think you can't beat him, you grab him and bear hug him and hold him until they break up the fight. They're gonna break the fight up. Then they're gonna call me, and then I'm gonna take over. It's the same thing with the white man. Because he has a history of killing, right? He has intimidation, and you are scared to go against him because of what he has done. And that's the only weapon. Have you noticed how they're not messing with North Korea? North Korea the same size as China, but they got their nuclear warheads. He said, "White man, you got all that power, but come fuck with North Korea if you want to. They launch missiles off. We gonna blow your crack ass off the face of the earth." So we believe in spirit. We don't mind dying. So bitch, we gonna blow this bitch up.
We good.
You know what I mean? And so black people, we get in position. Remember, I work for the district. Black over. No, don't go. We talking loud on the white man. What you need to do is just do your job, and you.
Mm-hmm.
We got that slave plantation
Mentality, yeah.
We are scared of white people.
Hey,
I
not.
don't get that's and so Kamala Harris.
Well, you got to remember, a lot of that has been programmed, though. That's being scared.
That's why I mentioned the bully. Crack him in the goddamn head.
Right.
Hey, it's like
eye for an eye.
It's like Haiti. You know, when the war with Haiti,
1804,
getting bullied, and then the whole thing about it. What happened?
Got their ass whooped. Fuck Napoleon.
Put that voodoo on their ass.
Put the voodoo on them.
No, I'm being real. That's what they did.
That's why I brought it up. That's what I'm saying. That's why I brought it up.
They brought the shrines to the battlefield. They was cutting white people heads off and putting on it. And now we ain't supposed to put the evil uncles in Google, but sometimes we gotta call Uncle Leroy, who killed 2 people in the train station.
Hey.
Because if white man messing with me, I can't call the uncle that was nice and laid back. No, we gotta call the goon in our family.
They never talk about the black people that the white people never fuck with because they wasn't playing that. They never talk about them. There's no television show.
Uncle Leroy.
That's right.
Uncle Leroy killed by 18 crackers. We
don't care.
Your house being surrounded, you got to call the goons.
Call the goons. So you need a killer to kill a killer.
In Haiti, they called the metal people. We had to call the metal worksmen with that metal. We need that iron. We need Ogun.
So
come get them.
The thing is now, Shabaka, that you brought that up. Okay, like we had this conversation. Me and Mentor was talking this week. One of the things is that and I've been saying that the past couple podcasts is that I'm learning to try to speak less. Because knowing that, like you said, with your ancestry and the power that that can be obtained and pulled, and being pushed the wrong way, it's not like you are afraid. It's just that you're afraid of the result of the after everything comes out. It's not you're afraid, but you're afraid of yourself and how you will react. So
you're afraid of the power of what you can actually
do. Right. So the thing is, what I was just saying, like as far as speaking less, because the deeper you get in consciousness, what I've been learning and what I've been seeing now, I know this from from me as a spiritual way of looking at things, is that when you say things, things happen. I mean, and then sometimes things can happen. You flapping off the mouth. You may not, and then you say things, and then things start to move now around you that you are deep more consciousness, and it's kind of like a bridle on the tongue because you don't know. Like if you say something, you can go ahead and actually cause death to someone just because of the power that you possess now. And the knowledge, and it comes, I think it's more
just said your ancestors have so much power and you have actually harvested this energy and this power, and you know you have this energy and this power. So you want to watch what you say so you don't accidentally, if there's such a thing, accidentally use your power on the wrong.
I'm glad you
Nonsense.
brought that up because that's something that we was taught when we was sticks and stones may break your bones, but
Bones will
The words will never hurt me.
hurt. Mhm.
man,
Facts.
I'm not even gonna talk about who. Anyway, there's people out here who have said stuff to people that I know when we are like 12. They still hurting, and we 50.
Wow.
These
Right.
words have cut so deep
Mhm.
that they're gonna die with that hurt
Mhm.
because
Mm.
the nomo of the word has power. It's a physical thing. It can live in someone.
Facts.
Just your words alone. So the white man use all this stuff on us.
Well, the whole English language is a spell.
But their biggest thing is fear, right?
Weekdays, weekends,
We look at
Monday.
we look at the
You know what I'm
natural the natural disasters, right? Even with Katrina. Now, somebody said something during Katrina that I was like, whoa. They said they thought the world ended. Imagine if you were in New Orleans during Katrina, right? There was people on their roof for 3 weeks. It was 100 degrees outside and no one came. They said they thought the world ended. How would you feel with no water and food for 3 weeks on the roof in America and nobody come? You're like, yo, we've been here with waving flags, crying, pissing and shitting on ourselves for 3 weeks and nobody came. They have the illusion of power. In this big, beautiful country,
right.
white
The
man don't say to them
illusion.
people, they don't, this so-called might America have is an illusion, bruh.
It's gone.
They don't really have the power.
They're
That's
only
why
living off reputation.
I was saying that when I was 19. I was like a Black Panther when because I was meeting Black Panther. So I was really radical. Like our group was so radical. Matter of fact, when Khalid Muhammad came and when Leonard Jeffries came, they had just said some anti-Semitic things at colleges. We had the government tapping our phones. They were following us around. So I might be on the FBI list. I'm just gonna keep it 100. I've been active in college, so that stuff just don't leave. Like I've been in circles.
Right. They follow you.
I've been doing some things. So, no, it was a point I was going to make about. Well, I was going to say something.
We was talking about bridling the tongue and that the person got hurt so bad until they was in their 50s.
Oh yeah, so it's the power of words, and so we have to use words wisely. A lot of Black people, when you talk about being independent, look at Diddy, look at Jay-Z, the white man gonna come get you, and they use the fear of death on us. And so all the white man gotta do is take one of us and blow our heads off. That's why a lot of these police shootings are on video, so they can show boom.
Right. So they promote the fear.
And that's how they were able. They always use death as the way of control. Same thing with 9/11. There was no terrorists that flew planes. Well, the planes did hit the building, but this was all pre. Listen, bro, I don't know why I'm going here, but I'm going here just to show how my problem is with Black people and how we have to overcome our fear. And we don't gotta kill nobody to get what we want. We can make them disappear. We can just literally make them with our collective energy and power. We can affect their physical and mental capacity. We can make them just move out of our way.
Right out of the way.
Because once we come together, they have no choice but to make a move.
It's over.
The biggest thing is your black dollar. That will cripple a lot right there.
Oh yeah, the black dollar. Well, everything with the white man is kind of simple. It's all about money and power.
Everything.
That's one thing we have. I'm glad that we brought up because that's why I was gonna bring 9/11. But see, with African people, you might get some brothers like us, and we got books and stuff. Our shit gonna be complex. It ain't all about money. with white people is always about money.
Always.
It's not complex. Money,
And
power,
that.
property. That's they don't believe in spirit, so I gotta grab all of the gold and all of
Everything.
it because once I'm dead, and I'm not gonna have this
I
thing.
ain't gonna have nothing else.
Let me just grab it all and kill for it and deceive and get it, and so I can live in luxury.
And that's that lack of melanin in their skin, the pineal gland not functioning. It
And
puts
we
them
and
into a
Oh,
state of
this what that is.
consciousness
If you
that
want to
puts them in
get,
a
he did
perpetual
a lot of
state of
great
greed.
work. You've probably seen this book called Yorugu by Marimba Ani. She breaks down the whole white man and how they do what they do. This is my
Mhm.
quick.
What was that old school book? Oh, what was the name? Written by the female. Oh, when she did the Phallica. Oh, what's the
Oh,
name of it?
Dr.
Yes,
ISIS Papers.
ISIS Papers. Thank you, sir.
Dr.
Francis.
Cress Wilson.
Yes, Cress Wilson. Yes, and the
That book
what was it?
Yorugu is dope.
W.E.B. Du Bois's not W.E.B. What was the name? It was the Egyptian book when he was claiming how Socrates, Plato, and how they stole everything from Egypt.
Oh, Stolen Legacy. George
Stolen
M. James.
Legacy. Jeez, you got it, bro. I mean,
Yeah.
books
George
like
M.
that that kind of
George M.
put you
James.
on GM James. There you go, George GM James. Books like that that just put your mind like, oh, everything that I've learned since I've opened my eyes has been a programming for me to think a certain way, act a certain way, and do a certain thing. Eat a certain way.
A brother.
Believe in their hospitals.
A brother.
hey,
Go
go ahead, Shabaka. No, go ahead,
I got
Shabaka.
so much I want to say because anyway. I just want
Oh,
to make.
okay.
I was going to say that this brother he been living here for some time. He just recently moved back down to the New Jersey area from Connecticut. But he said something. He's like, "Yo, man, Rochester is a strange place. When I was here, there was a black mayor, black police chief, black city council, black school board, but the blacks don't got no power. We had the same.
Black
Listen,
on Black radio on station.
listen, bro. Atlanta. Rochester was Atlanta. Black people in power at all levels. And we still don't have nothing when that was the case. Come on, bro. That's why I said everything about money. That whole Kamala Harris, don't guilt trip me. I'm not mad at her or Obama because we ain't giving no goddamn money. That's politics. Politics is money. The gays got their rights to get married and all their liberties, their little bathrooms and shit.
Tell people that. Tell
because
people
they
that.
put their money up. The Jews get what they want. The Italians. Look at New York City, Chinatown. How the fuck these Chinese got a whole street sign that's Chinese banking system. In America, they have a Chinatown because they paid for that shit. Black people, we feed me. I'm hungry. Give us some health care. Won't you fix the roads? We need, feed me. I'm hungry. Ain't nobody else doing that. They're like, yo, we need some protection. You ever notice how you go to Wegmans on East Avenue? They got police in there. They just sitting out there. They paying for protection. Why do Wegmans got police there? They said, shit, somebody coming here stealing. I got to pay to play. I got to pay for that protection. America ain't going to come save me. We got to pay for a level of connection. So
that's true.
I didn't vote after Obama. Obama got me. I got caught up. I know better too, but I got caught up in the Obama thing, and I went out in 2008 and I voted for him.
I did too.
Went out there and voted. Then this suck ass nigga get in here. You killed Gaddafi, the hardest dude on the continent. I just saw his whole
having his own currency made. You know what? And they laugh about that. Him and Hillary be laughing about that, talking about we got him.
I heard that he said that one of his biggest regrets was too late now. Yo, killed the man. The hottest African on the continent.
Yeah, how she said we went in, we destroyed, and we accomplished something. She says that they done. Yeah, they killed that man. It's crazy, crazy. That's the
And
thing. Is that
yeah. So for
no? Go ahead.
black people, my thing is this: we gotta start being scared of white people. We gotta build a community. It ain't about us. Oh, I say I'm already dead. I'm already transitioned. I'm already past here. That helps me deal with the fact that we got work to do because we only here for a short period of time. Our parents are getting older. They're gonna end up eventually transitioning, and then if I like like
We are
for
parents.
like for example, Diddy before this shit popped off, he was supposedly a billionaire. I'm gonna tell you right now, if I hit the lottery for money, I'm giving y'all brothers $1 million.
Right,
What? Why? Why would I need $1 billion, bro?
right,
For
right,
what?
Fact.
right.
Makes no sense.
Serious? A billion is 1,000 million.
Mm.
Diddy,
Hey, but
bitch
you
ass
know
nigga.
what? All of that came with a price. That's the whole thing. Nothing in life is for free. Hey, my cousin Scoot had a song. He used to sing, "When there's strings, you get the good things, diamond rings, weddings, plus the bed springs." So there's always strings, and that's what he was singing. He was like, "There's always strings with, you know what I'm saying? You ain't getting
Hey,
$1 billion and just you got
when
to
a
do
white
something."
man gonna have to blow my brains out. You give
That's what
me $1 billion, bitch, is on and popping.
that's what,
I'm like, yo,
and
first of
Unfortunately,
that's
all,
why
that's
I'm
that's
exactly
gonna
why
what
we
they
I'm gonna
won't
would
get
give my
it.
do
son
is
no
kill
money.
you.
I'm gonna give my son a trust fund. I said, son, I'm gonna put you 5 million in here. If your ass get broke when that dead, it's on you. But I'm giving the rest of the shit away. I'm gonna go. I'm gonna go to the city of
Who he
Rochester.
sound like, Jazzy?
Yeah, yeah,
I
I'm gonna
said that a
go.
that's you.
long time
I'm
ago.
gonna go
Don't
to the
let
city
give
of
me no money.
Rochester. I'm gonna go down there with Malik Evans. I'm gonna say, give me a list of all the properties that the city owns, all the lots in the city. Start with the west side first, the entire west side. Give me a list. Add it up. They're gonna say, oh, it's gonna be 13, 37 million. Okay, I'm gonna give you 20 million cash. I want all those properties. Then I'm gonna go buy all the politicians, buy all the judges. See, these people are for sale. Now, some people I can't buy, but I got so much money, they're gonna have to deal with me. They're gonna like, oh, we're gonna have to kill them away, whatever. But I'm giving all the people the money. If they kill me, you got enough weapons, enough money to do whatever you want to do. Get on the ass.
But you know what the
Go,
thing is? You know what the thing is, Tobacco? It ain't gonna happen until it's your time. You see
right.
what I'm saying?
That's why
So
I'm
that's
telling you.
that's
I
why
don't
that's
like
what people got to get out the fear. You know what I'm saying? Everybody has an appointed time. So until it's your time, it's your time. But you live life in between there. So like you said, whatever you got to do to go ahead and complete your mission, do it. Like you said, you know what the whole thing is? Like I'm 55, you 51,
two.
2. How old are you, Mental?
53.
53. There's more years behind than us than is ahead of us. So at this point, it's just like there's no time for play. You know what I'm saying? So it's just like now your true mission of who you are, your light shining, your energy attracting, and bringing all things that you know what I'm saying? And that's what I see right now.
And
That's what I see.
a lot of our older black men are some bitch ass niggas
Yeah, that too.
Facts.
who scared of white people, who keep
Facts.
all the secrets. We got all these
Facts.
people on these school boards, these city councils, these little special little boards, and you the minister and deacon, reverend doctor, and all these. They got then y'all not passing nothing down. Y'all die with all
It's
the secrets,
spending that money.
right?
That's
Then your
what it's
kids
about.
take all your shit and sell it off. They mad because you LA'd them, so they can protect what you got. They gonna sell all your shit and go live somewhere
Everything.
else. Every person I know who parents got money, all the siblings are bickering and they sell everything. No legacy. Only got one kid. Don't sell my. I got all these videotapes. Don't sell my stuff. If you don't want to do media, Just keep the intellectual property. Maybe your kids or grandkids want to pick it up.
Right.
Because some of our
'Cause you
kids
got a
don't want
lot of film, every
a
hip
lot.
hop concert, everything. You know what I'm saying?
A lot of men are telling me how their sons are on some bullshit. A lot of my friends who got businesses, their sons don't want to do that shit.
Mm-mm.
They want to do something else, right?
Mm.
The Wegmans family, they kept the shit going. Wegmans is up and down the East Coast. That man
Man,
been there.
I worked in the first store on West Ave, and then to go now, I was a kid working in there. That old, before they start, Brooks Avenue was like the first one that they started, to change around. But now, like you said, you go to South North Carolina, they're all the way down there.
They
Like you said,
took
because
they legacy.
legacy and kept it moving.
Like one workshop I want to do is challenging is for everybody in the group to do a 500-year plan. Think about that. Put your plan down for the next 500 years. That's gonna give you a brain fuck. Like, what the fuck I'm supposed to put this? So now, what I'm supposed to do? Like, now you thinking, you see how minuscule our life is, right? But in the annals of time, 500 years ain't shit. We've been around for a long time. So that's
Infinite and
still,
eternal.
but that 500 years is eternity for some of us to think about. You mean you want me to plan my life for the next 500 years? Which means I got to
They can
incorporate.
barely plan their life for 10 years, more or less, 500,000.
What that's going to do is get to see how you are fucking around. Do you know how much thought it got to take to put up a plan of that, of what you want? You don't know what you want, right?
It'll put you
So
on your purpose, on your journey, keep you
it'll
focused.
keep you for like, okay, well, shit. When I die, then we got to finish doing this and finish doing that. There's some people who the pyramids, when Khufu and them did the pyramids, people died before they were even completed.
Yeah.
People
Most
died working on
that's
it.
that's
No
what
one,
happens. Like no
no one
one
ever.
actually sees the glory. They never get to the promised land. They
But
see
they,
they see the vision, but they don't get to
but
the
they had a
promised land.
plan.
Yeah.
They had a picture of it. They knew what it was going to look like
Like
until they
Disney.
put so they put
He
that
died
black.
before he even
Okay,
got to see the whole thing mature to what it is today. He died, but he had the vision. You know what I'm
he
saying?
had the vision. So we gotta have vision. We gotta have purpose. We can't be scared of white people. And I'm not talking to nobody about no goddamn Meta Tear. I'm not talking about no goddamn pyramids. I'm just over that. I'm done with that. Because at some point, it's like they call it when I was 18 intellectual masturbation. Like because I read all these books, I think I'm better than you, and I know the knowledge. I don't care about none of that shit right now. Grandma and grandpa, who were they? Get to know them.
Mm-hmm.
So that way, I don't got to convert you from Judaism or Christianity. I don't got to debate with you about who wrote what in the Bible. I don't care about none of that. Who your people's them? Who your people? Oh, you don't know them? That's where you don't fucked up. So at least if we don't got to talk about no Bible, we don't got to debate none of that. Who your family? I'm from South Carolina. I'm from Mississippi. You from that? What your people do? What they people do? Okay. Who the good
That was the
people?
whole thing. What family reunions were structured to do.
Yep. And so you get with like-minded families and you build on that. And then when you come with a problem, you go talk to your people, you talk to their people, and they're gonna tell us what to do. Okay, this is our spiritual system. This is our supposedly God. Our DNA is our God because our DNA go back way before anything. So we can get to the beginning of our parents. That is like God, right? So yeah, that is our DNA and our blood is the pathway, the Milky Way to God. And you ain't gonna get the rewards if you don't do it through the blood. That's why
Everything is through the
they
blood.
say ancestors over the Orishas. Forget about Haru and Asar and Sebek and Heteru and all of them people. It did and don't mean anything. Your ancestors come first. Your blood ancestors. And then you call the Orishas if you want to do consultation. Yeah, you can call the other energies to realign you or to get get oracle or get insight, but the power comes from the blood.
Powers in the blood.
In the African ritual, yeah, we take chickens, we cut chickens up, we take blood. I don't bend. We don't eat any. We're supposed to eat the animals. I don't eat meat, but after we do sacrifice animals, we give the meat to people so they can actually eat it because we don't want to. That's the thing about our culture. We don't waste nothing. We're not gonna kill a goat and don't eat it. We chop them. Man, these dudes, Ogun. I saw before.
But what you're saying is everyone in their ancestral lineage has a musician, has a mechanic, has a whatever you need is in your ancestors, it's in your blood already.
They have consultation. What we do, we get into problem. Oh, Jesus, I'm gonna pray for you. I go to church and I pray, right? Who you praying to? Who you praying to? Jesus?
That's what that's what I be telling people. I'm like, you know what? I said, I get down to the center, to the core. My thing is, I go back, like, the one thing like me and Mentor always say is, like, if you close your eyes and then just say an apple, right? Okay, so you know what the apple looks like, you know what it sounds like, you know what it tastes like, you know what it feels like, you know what it smells like. All your five senses is king. But who's telling you that it tastes like that? Who's allowing you to taste that in your mind? Who's allowing you to hear that crunch or to say that's a red apple when your eyes is closed and the apple's not there? Who's telling you that? That's the whole thing. Learn the observer. Watch the observer. So that's the part where the spirit, where I know, because that's when I lay down at night, and that's when I rest, and what's giving me breath. That's the God within, that myself as called a spirit. So that's where I go with it, and that's why I said my thing is everybody gonna have a different approach to, consciousness, spirit, their form of creation, or my thing is to go ahead, as long as you're conscious, you know what I'm saying? Like you said, listening to you tonight, Shabaka,
you believe in ancestors, like
I know from listening to right.
If you can't tell me who your people are, that's a problem.
Yeah.
Period. Because that's the first thing. Like, so that's what I'm saying. That's who your people. Where you from? Oh, my family's from Florida. What part of Florida? Oh, you a Williams? Oh, you a Jefferson? Where your grandparents and them from? Right? So we can start understanding who are you. Because nigga, you forgot who you are. You think you can play basketball because you went to the Boys and Girls Club. No, nigga. Your Uncle Leroy was playing basketball 100 years ago. You just forgot that he was athletic. So I want to know who your people are.
Tap in.
And you may not know who they are, but that's what I'm saying. So that's why I'm not coming here talking about no Orishas or no Kemetic science. It's a waste of time. We wasting time. Right? The ancestors said these niggas don't lost their goddamn mind. They forgot about mama and daddy.
Because if you look at it, time is not waiting for nobody. I mean, because you look at it, when I graduated 87, right? So I had a cell phone. Remember the first cell phones that was out? They was those long ones with the long antenna.
Long antenna.
So I had the one. Yeah. So
the little circle. It was ugly. Yeah, I have.
So I had the one. I remember when I had got my New Yorker. I went and got my phone installed in the car. I didn't. So it was 30 cents a minute, in or out. You had to have the antenna on the back of the car.
And you gotta call customer service. You gotta pay to talk to somebody too. If you got a problem, they charge.
My thing is, look at where we came from to where we are now. You pick up your phone, you have instant operation to any source of any knowledge that you really, really, truly want to know. All you gotta do is pick up your phone and look at it. So, like you said, imagine a future. What more can you know what I'm saying? We don't see the whole thing from cassette to
8-track to cassette, the
the 8-track
CDs.
to CDs to now streaming. So it's just like time has moved and showed us how fast things move. Like you
Right.
said, time is not waiting on anybody. And who has time to go? Like right now, I'm so to the point right now, Shabaka. I just would like to listen because a lot of times, just listening, you can determine what kind of conversation, what kind of person that person is, what if y'all even have that same connection. You know what I'm saying? Like you said, I changed, and I don't know how y'all dealt with me before. You know, because you go back to I changed a lot. You know what I'm saying? Because and I'm still evolving. That's the whole thing is. It's just that, but my mind frame back then, and then like mental, how you was trying to talk to me about spiritual, conscious, and then like Shabaka, how you with Kemet, and I mean, I had to go ahead and do a mind expansion thing where I can go ahead and just, what, it was spirit's just like, just be quiet, just listen. You can learn a lot just from listening. You know what I'm saying? And then you can go ahead and you can grow. See, but the whole thing is, I don't ever want to stop growing. I want to go to the point, like people say, well, I don't believe that. I don't know if that's, I said, you know what? My thing is, if that's your choice, but with me, I'm going to go ahead. I'm not going to deny something that I don't know about.
Well, see,
That's
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 the
when that's
problem,
when you're
though.
a fool. That's when you're a fool because you
You're on
start
the
to go
realm
ahead.
of knowing, though, Jazzy. Most people are still belief. Belief gets us killed. All right, that's our problem. We still believe in shit.
We
We need
still
to
believe.
know or
We
don't know,
we still
and don't
believe
be
in.
afraid. Go
We
ahead.
still
My
believe in
bad,
power.
Shabbat.
No, I mean to cut you off. I'm just so. I got see. This is.
I know it.
I could go on, but I'm listening. This presidential election. I'm just looking like. I really wanted to put "fuck Democrats" on Facebook, and I know that was going to start a whole bunch of people going
You
crazy.
already know.
And I didn't. I ain't had the time to debate everybody, so that's how I was feeling though. Because just to make a point that you got these white people, but they got hot sauce in their purse. Or Biden said, if you don't vote for me, you ain't black. And it's like, yo,
The audacity of these
they
motherfuckers.
making a mockery out of us. And then you get Kamala saying she not doing something just for black people. Told us straight up. But now we don't vote for her. Y'all mad at me? Oh,
Hey,
y'all against women. But it's just, and I'm like, this
hey,
is about money.
That's it.
We the only people that want something for nothing. Black people. My grandparents, bless their heart. I turned 18. I was indoctrinated by them. When I was able to vote, the Republicans were evil. You don't vote for them. So
unveiling, taking
I
the
went,
mask off the villain.
yep, I went to the booth and I saw Democrat blue and I just Democrat across the board. We the only people that look at somebody's platform. Oh, Biden and Kamala. Kamala said she's going to have tax breaks. She's going to do this. She's going to
Uh,
have health care. Look at her
Shabaka, you know
Look at
why?
her
You
platform.
know why, Shabaka? Our race is like a bunch of grown kids. We always shirk our duty. We find excuses and everything. We take
Nobody.
no accountability.
We the only people that do this though.
Only people. You're right.
You think
We don't stick together. We
they
go
prevent
outside our community to get shit.
everybody else do. They say, "Oh, Kamala running. Who she fucking with? Who are people? Oh, she ain't fucking with them people over there who got the money over there, got the schools over there. Money.
Mm-mm.
This nonprofit over here. No.
A black son with a white husband.
That's why all these rich white people never say who they vote for.
Never.
They
don't.
vote where the money go. If now Now they mad at Trump, but
Now
somebody
you
supposed to
do
jump.
realize your vote really don't count. They gonna go by the electoral
Oh,
college vote anyway. They gonna do what the fuck they want. In fact, they got the next 5 presidents, if there is 5
now
presidents
it
left
could be.
before
It
this
could.
shit go.
It's a war going on. So white people love fighting each other. So it's a war going on. So
For facts,
but
they love war. Period.
For the wealthy people, if you look at the funders of the Democrats and the Republicans, the same company, pharmaceutical and energy.
Mm-hmm.
I'll be a fucking fool to be loyal to a party when it comes to business. No, I give money to both sides. I can't afford to lose. The businessman has the power. Why would I be loyal to Democrats if a Republican is saying that he's going to give me some land when I get this building started and he's going to give me this contract? Fuck what you
Right.
want. It's money. This dude told me at the golf course that once if I come into this group and I donate, everybody gonna get these contracts. I'm over there, and I'm not. Black folks, the only folks that put that I voted sticker on their shirt. See, niggas is this rich.
Hey,
Do you see these motherfuckers doing that shit? A few white folks are like, Warren Buffett. Some of them say who they vote for, but most of the people don't.
there ain't
Only
nobody
black
business.
people do.
They don't want to unveil the business connections behind that vote.
Yo, Chewbacca, I just said the other night, me and Mentor did a podcast. A good friend of mine's, I've been knowing him since 2007. We got into this whole thing about voting, right? And then I was like, bro, I said, I really don't deal with politics. I don't watch the news enough. I don't follow. I don't do none of that. I just live. I live with what's within me. And then he was like, man, then he's like, so you're not gonna vote? I was like, I tell you the truth, no, I'm not. I'm not voting. And then he was like, nigga, you ignorant. You ignorant. So you saying fuck your kids, fuck your daughter, fuck your son, fuck your grandsons. You know what I'm saying? It's like you saying that you don't give a fuck about nobody and this, and I was like, bro, it's really not that deep with me. I said, you know what? Let's not talk about it. We'll talk after election. Let's talk about football or something like that. He's like, nah, nigga, that's just ignorant. You're a black man, this, that, or whatever. And I was like, dude, I said, actually, no matter in my 55 years, I don't care who's president, nothing never really affected me directly. You know what I'm saying? So I'm like, why are you sitting up here trying to push me into an area I don't really give a damn about? You know what I'm saying? So after that, he kept going. And then I said, look, this is only going to go one way. It has to be your way. Because just say if I said, okay, I'm going to vote, but I want to vote red. I want to vote, and then,
nigga, you a sellout. That nigga a Klans member. He gonna start a race war. Project 2025.
Not a Klan member.
Mouse gonna kill your immunity.
Yo,
You can't trust this yellow coat, this sellout nigga.
So he kept
this election,
House
bro,
nigga
that's
ass.
why I brought it up. Niggas lost their mind.
They did.
Even my cousin said, y'all hating on a female. Y'all ain't voting.
Yeah.
Fuck that bitch.
I said, I don't care if it was a black woman, white woman, a black man, a white man, an Asian man. I don't give a fuck. You know what I'm saying? I hate to be that way.
It demonstrates that we realize, because everything we've said on this podcast so far has showed how we're in a world, but not of it.
I don't really care
because everyone else is going while everything
trends.
And you know
they
why?
following trends.
Josh, you said
looks good, feels good, tastes good, sounds good.
You said something very
They sheep.
You said something
They're zombies. They're easily programmed.
Wait. Y'all both talking at the same time.
Oh, my bad.
Going off. We having fun.
Okay. Go ahead, Chewbacca. You the guest.
But I listened to you and you said, in my 55 years, no matter who's president, it didn't really affect my life. I'm living. And like I said,
all.
We lived through Obama. But I said to say this. When I was younger, 18, and I got conscious, I was like, oh man, fuck politics. I don't want nothing to do with politics. Then you start learning, like, well, everything, you can't get around politics, right? It's important. But politics don't come into play until you have money. When your ass is broke, and when you getting 6 figures, you're still broke. So if you're making 170, 180, nigga, you ain't rich. No, you're not.
Right.
You
Right.
just living. If you making 180,
Above broke.
can
Yeah.
you miss? I ask people who making money all the time. I got some friends who make 6 figures. I say, yo, what if you missed? Can you miss 2 paychecks in a row? Like, no.
Uh-oh.
Man. So are you really wealthy? No. You can't miss a paycheck, bruh. If a paycheck don't drop, it's gonna be some. You gotta go into your
Some
savings.
problem.
You gotta go into your 401k plan. You gotta go into your investments because you can't pay your bills. So you become political when you start having money.
Right.
For example, if we all play that Mega Millions tonight, us three, and we hit that bitch for 500 million, we gonna go buy some property. The politicians, they gonna come to you. Hey, Jazz,
You ain't gotta.
you become political by default. Like,
You ain't
oh,
got.
man,
Yeah.
you know, there's a grant. Oh, you buying this building? There's a grant that can give you a new roof. You're like, damn, it's a grant that gives you a new roof. It's like corporate welfare. Like, now you become political. Now, next to you know, I'm gonna give you an example. Remember Eddie that was doing the 25K basketball tournament
hmm
during the summer? He was doing it every summer for
Teddy
a while.
T. Yeah.
Not Teddy T. This
Oh
is
yeah,
Eddie.
yeah. I know what. Yeah. Right. He did it
25.
later. Right. And he was giving the
Eddie,
money out.
he was giving cash money out. Next thing you know, he working with the city. The city don't have the music fest. They was doing it at the same time. They was cross promoting their events, and the city kind of jumped onto what he was doing with the basketball tournament. Another example, because there's money being involved. My cousin wasn't really no money involved, but he said, "Yo, man, we got all the gangs." My cousin Yada and his man over from Thurston. They're like, "Yo, we want to have this kickball tournament, cuz I want to try to see if I can get the mayor involved with the kickball thing." I was like, "Well, you got to do a press release. You got to send it to the mayor office." He said, "Yo, the city contacted me." So
Because it
now
was so big.
it was so big. So what I'm trying to tell you is that politics is business and business is politics.
You know what? It happens in everything too, Shabaka, even in the music industry. Like I be trying to tell people, you know what? Just get out and be who you are and do what you do. You don't have to go knocking on their door because if they see you and you got something and that you doing it, they coming to you. You ain't got to even go out to them.
America
Especially
is
if it's making money.
It's a playground for businessmen. That's
Mhm.
why the banking industry can make 100 billion off of fees. You know, the banking industry made more money from bank fees than actual people putting money into
Money in the
investment.
bank.
Listen, they got a new thing now that happened about 3 or 4 years. It's been going on now. If you go to an ATM,
Mhm.
the ATM charges you a fee.
Right.
Your bank charges you a
Bank
fee.
charges
You a
you.
fee.
It didn't used to be that way.
Mhm.
The banks got mad that y'all taking money out from other ATMs. We can't get no cut of that.
Mhm.
The corporation has the power over the people. I got my check garnished at Edison. I didn't file taxes. My Edison job was the longest job I ever had. I've been self-employed for so many years, but um, the government told me, nigga, you're gonna file taxes or we're gonna put your ass in jail. I had to do 8 years of taxes. When I did that shit, bro, on my credit report, I didn't see my student loans didn't show up. My credit report was damn near good. When I filed those fucking taxes, I had creditors come at me from college.
Mm.
I started getting letters from law offices. Someone, oh, you owe this credit card. I said, shit, 20 years ago. For a $300 card, they want $2,500 now. That company who bought that loan
Yeah,
took
they
me to court.
serviced it out. Yep.
Took me
Yep.
to court. They filed a judgment.
Mhm.
They because I filed taxes, they knew where I worked and start garnishing my wages. A private company used the government to get a judgment to go in your personal account and take your money out before you get money. If you are an employee in America, you are a slave. It's
Yeah,
the businessman
that's what I tell people.
who makes the
You're
advance.
hired to be fired.
And
So
then in New York State, there is not even a thing, what you call it, where they can just go ahead. It's an at will state, so they can get rid of you just because whatever.
Yeah, in
Don't even have to
Florida,
give you
it's
an
a
explanation.
what do they call it? What do they say? It's a free
At
employment
will.
or some crap
yeah,
Oh,
that you
yeah,
can. You're hired to be fired
yeah, they can fire you without any reprise, without any
for
reason.
without any reason or cause.
They're gonna say you just fired. Period. Um, you heard of Dr. Claude Anderson, right? Dr. Claude Anderson. He wrote a
Claude
book.
Anderson.
He wrote a book called Powernomics.
mm,
It's a powerful book. The brother, he worked in government in different levels. Black brother, powerful brother. He gives black people a format for power.
Mm.
Now he's political. He gave up the secret. He said, first of all, you get your businesses together in your community. Once you get the businesses, you buy the police. They're for sale. Wegmans, buy the police for Wegmans. I'm seeing it right in
You're
front of
right.
me.
They for sale.
Right? After you buy the police, you buy the politician. So you can make the laws in your community the way you want.
fit around you. Yeah.
And then after you buy the politician, you buy your own media so you can disseminate information to your community, i.e. DKA.
Because the thing is, you can't go on somebody else's media trying to go ahead because he's like,
Yeah.
cut this shit.
Yes, you need that because the media is a good way to give information out and give the
Right.
word out to educate the people, right? So that's my philosophy too. That's why if I get $1 billion, I'm gonna get the business and nonprofits too also make money. Don't get it twisted that nonprofits make
Right.
money. Cap profits, nonprofits. Then I'm gonna buy the police. If I go buy a block on Jefferson Avenue, I'm buying the police. Come monitor my shit. How much it gonna cost? Oh, we don't do that, but Wegmans do that. So, I can't. You ain't for sale now. I'm gonna watch you. When I move on, I'll move right next door to Captain's Attic. Remember, I live next to the Captain's Attic.
Mhm.
I live right next door to Captain's Attic. This white man, young dude, millionaire. He asked about the apartment. I'm gonna email you application. I said, oh, there's no application fee. No, he don't know credit report, nothing. I filled it out, gave him deposit, moved in. Then the white man say, hey, I told the police that you're gonna be moving in on what day you moving in? I said, I'm moving in on Friday. Yeah, I let the police know that you'll be moving in.
So they're
I
gonna
said, okay.
get you to go ahead.
I'm moving into Charlotte, put my stuff in. The police come by and he wave and I wave back. I'm like, hey, see what I'm saying, bro?
Just
You
go ahead and
buy
let you know that. Yeah.
that man had police riding by watching his property. You know, police was there to protect property, right? The patty
Yeah.
rollers were there to protect the plantation. So the whole
Mhm.
police industry is designed to protect property. That's why when they had the riots here, they came and blocked downtown off to protect the property.
Mhm.
So that's the thing. It's just like, even though you go ahead and start businesses and everything, you know what America loves? They they like you to build something up and sell it, and they own the patent.
Yeah, that they do that too. And I
That
mean,
so, that's
that's
their
another.
biggest thing. They want to own everything that comes out. Oh, you ain't gonna be. We're gonna put a law about that,
But
and then
they
they're
but
gonna
they want to
patent it.
keep their
But
ass
both
where they
y'all
at.
gotta realize we're not down here for all this goddamn owning businesses and making money. We're down here to get this lesson. All right.
That's
The
true.
Egyptians never put on the Egyptian wall a goddamn economic plan of how to make money. The struggle is our energy. Because when we struggle, when we overcome, we become better.
But we have to do things in stages, right? It's like now we're like, because we almost out of here. We only here for a short period of time. But while we're here, we're supposed to leave something for our children to ponder and
I
to.
don't necessarily know about
He
that
don't
because they
think that
got
way. I do. I
don't your
think that way.
child hold on,
No,
don't your child have the same energy and the same charisma to bring it from the gut like we brought it from the gut? In fact, your child is better than you
but
because he has your knowledge plus the rest of the ancestors.
right.
But you
So
know,
he's supposed
you're
to
supposed
take
to go
what we
break
have.
bread so you can go ahead and make it easier for the next.
So you make it easy for the next, and you grow this. You build a
Right.
community, right? You build a nation. So you can build a pyramid. We want to be able to. How are we gonna get back to building our pyramids, right? Our energy sources.
If
Our
you
temple.
allow everybody to struggle from the jump, it ain't gonna
Well,
work.
Yeah,
we got to remember now we're going into a new earth and a new heavens. All this old shit is dead. We going from
But
a moth to a butterfly. We ain't gonna be the same beings. All this shit you
how
talk about power structure and all
but
this shit is done. Finish.
the one thing that's not gonna change here is the price of gold and melanin. So those things are no matter what. If we
and
almost out,
I don't
There
mean
may not even be no gold or melanin. We could be in
I'm
bodies of
not
light that
I'm
has
not
nothing to
I'm
do
no,
not
with the
putting
we
physical
will.
form.
I'm not putting
No,
so much emphasis on material things, right? But I'm talking about having a community, right? Somewhere where that you can when you want to meditate and you want to lay your head down, you can do that in
I
peace.
understand what
Right?
you're saying.
So what I'm saying is that when you have a business and you own that piece of land, now we ain't made this shit up until we overthrow the system and kill their ass. But for now, like all these Orisha priests, I don't met Kemetic priests. I don't met all these priests. These motherfuckers driving cars. They renting out spots to have their little ceremonies at. Y'all don't own nothing. How the fuck you a priest, but you can't manifest and own some shit now? If you're a magician and you have all the
you
fucking
can't. Where's
secrets,
your magic?
you read all the
Where's this
books,
power at?
and you can't manifest, get your bitch ass out of here.
Hey,
We need to be able. That's why I'm not into all, I like books, but I'm not here to talk about books and try to be intellectual. Fuck that. How can we
make moves.
manifest right now?
And remember,
Hey,
remember, me and Jazzy was talking about this because we said, yeah, all that ancient not Anunnaki, this, that, it sound good. It might even be true, but it's fucking irrelevant if it ain't helping me do what I need to do right here,
Right now.
right now.
nah,
Where's the power?
hey,
Right
So
here,
what I'm saying
right now.
but
with
Shabaka.
business, yeah. Go
Oh,
ahead.
I want to tell you that was the one reason what made me stop going to churches was because when people ask me, they say, okay, they say, will you come to my church? And and then I'm like, why? And my if you give me a good enough reason why I should come to your church, and I've been to a million churches before, right? Okay, I give them the reason why I don't want to come. I said, if there's not any power being displayed where people getting up, walking, being healed, or some, you know what I'm saying? What am I coming for? There's no evidence of anything. It's just a structure of a, you know what I'm saying? There's no power there. So if it's no power, why do I want to even waste my time?
Right.
It doesn't make sense. I'm like, make
Right.
it make sense. I mean, if I'm going somewhere, they got, yeah, I can read on my own. I can turn on the TV and watch it if I want to. I can play CDs and listen to music. But if I'm coming somewhere and you saying that you know, that people can get up and walk out of there and be healed, or they can see, or this or that, if I don't see any change or nothing that's happening where a spiritual transaction where people are going in and coming out better, there's no reason for me to even go.
Yeah, it's like,
It's not. I mean, what? Cause what? I'm just really wasting my time.
and we suffering. So my thing is that I tell people ain't nothing free in America. Freedom
Nothing.
ain't free. To be free
Even
means you
insofar
got to
as the
pay for that.
spiritual exchange, it's
It's a
nothing
price
free.
for freedom.
You going
So I don't even own the house, this house I'm in right now, but we got to own shit. I be going to African events and we doing it at a charter school in DC. How come we don't have our own land to? We can't. We gotta kill
a
animals and then clean
compound
up.
where you can go
We
ahead and
got
have
we got
everything
to
on
clean
it?
up the mess. We gotta take all that. We gotta make sure ain't no blood on the walls. We gotta clean up this place after we have our ritual. We have to own something to be free. We don't gotta own something, have diamond and gold busting out our face. No, just so if we took our money and bought some land, on that land could be farms and water, and that's it.
But you know,
I
that's
But
what
agree
happened.
with you, but
but
That's what that dude was
there's
doing.
not enough
Was it
of
Dr. Clark?
but
Was it Dr. Clark in Atlanta? Who was doing it in Atlanta and they locked him up?
Dr. York,
Dr. York,
Dr. York.
Malachi
Malachi.
York. Yeah,
Dr.
his
York.
own
I was
son
living
turned
there.
him in.
And
I
that
was living there. And
and
that,
that's it. Go ahead.
that it was nice. I mean, the stuff that he was putting into it, and then all of a sudden, boom,
He up there
100
fucking with little
years.
boys, giving diseases. Now this is now
No, he
Is that
never did
true?
that, bro. That's not
That's why I
true.
said, is that true?
That's
it
not
is
true.
true.
It is
Huh?
not.
It's true, bro. Let me
Okay.
tell you. Let me tell you
I
something.
don't put, my thing is,
Hold on. Hold.
I
Check it
can't
out.
deny something I don't know, and I'm not going to put nothing
I
past nobody.
I'm about to give it to you. And I asked my brother Kakai the same thing. I was full screen. What the heck I happened? I don't did something. Y'all can still hear me?
Yeah.
yeah, we hear you.
Oh, okay.
We
So
can see you too.
I asked my brother. I was like, yo, what is it with black man and power? How come it seems like once we get power, we get corrupted? We
Mhm.
get corrupted. Martin Luther King was effing everything moving. Powerful man, though. But then Steve Coakley told me, he was like, Steve Coakley is a brother from DC, from Chicago, who was naming the names of all the secret societies. And we was 18 years old, bro. This is a grown man. He's like, yo, man. He said, I don't know what it is about me speaking at these colleges, but and around the country, but everywhere I speak, the women want to have sex with me. He said, I will see them looking at me when I'm doing my lecture. And after I finish, they wait till I'm done. And some of them will go to the hotel with me. It's something about being an orator and being a speaker and being a person of power that attracts females. And if you're not careful, you may find yourself going down a rabbit hole, right?
Boy, isn't that for
The
me
same
mental?
thing,
Sexual energy.
the same thing with Elijah Muhammad. That's what Malcolm
Same
was like.
thing. Facts.
Was
You
like,
right.
yo, you got the same thing with Malachi York. You see what I'm saying? So what I'm
So he
saying,
was messing with little boys?
no, girls and well,
Oh,
they
he
say
was just
girls.
a womanizer.
There were some young kids that he was having sex with too, and he had herpes and gave a bunch of the kids STDs, and that's why he really just settled because they had the DNA and it was going. He had it just laid out. So, but
Hey,
what I'm saying, and my boy Haki, he lived on the land. He
mm,
used to go there and live on the land. He was into that stuff. But then anyway, so what I'm saying is that I don't know. We know Malcolm was too real. That's why they killed him. Like they
Yeah, we
even
already
said
know
it.
that.
They said this dude Malcolm was really who he said he was. He wasn't screwing.
Uncorruptible.
He wasn't screwing no chicks on the side. He was about his business. But most black men, we not. I'm gonna keep it 100. When you start getting into this African shit and meeting all these priests and all this stuff, you start seeing how there's something going on. These dudes is just straight, having sex with. I mean, they using Not saying that they all
They're,
are,
they're
but
using their thing to go ahead and
Their
put.
position of power to get what they want.
if you are any type, if you have any type of twitches, any type, and you can't help the sexual stimulation. I don't think polygamy is wrong. I'm not a polygamist, but I can understand that lifestyle. And to be honest, the crisis that we in, women gonna have to get on board with other
They're gonna
men.
have right. Ain't enough men, ain't enough of us. Shit.
And then think about it. If you are married, I'm in a relationship, and I don't know if you guys. I'm just saying, if you are in a relationship, you know how many black women who are not. They don't
Do you
deserve.
know the
they don't-
statistic? There's 9 women to every man. Forget black man. There's 9 women to every man.
They don't deserve to be held. They don't deserve to have children. They don't deserve to have a family because there ain't enough men for them.
Facts. Well,
We're
you
gonna
know,
have
all this monogamy is all a Western civilization shit. All this new
I got a
age American
movie
bullshit.
about polygamy, right? So I another movie, another script that I started writing, didn't never finish it, but I started researching polygamy, and what I found out is that in Africa, a lot of the societies were introduced polygamy from the wife. Because back when we were hunters and gatherers, the more land and cattle you had, the more power you had. So the women said, "Damn, we need some help. If we had more wives and more children, we can harvest and turn the land over more, therefore have more wealth. So if we want to marry a
I read
family,
that book.
we
Shit.
can so so in my script, the female introduces polygamy into the family. And besides, I tell you right now, if you got a girl and you bring a girl to your girl to say, "Hey, I'm bringing her in," it ain't gonna never work. The female got to bring her in because she know what she can tolerate. She know what's going to give her a balance. They gonna put a girl that's gonna give her some problems in the house. She gonna find somebody that's gonna compliment, and we may be looking at the body or the mental and be
The
superficial
physical.
with, or the mental. Oh, she's a
Mhm.
priestess. She's smart. She knows astrology. She know how to read charts or whatever. So you bring her in because she has a skill set that you want to think is important. But if it doesn't mesh with that female, then it's not going to be cohesiveness there. So the white man, when they came to Africa, they saw that. And the reason why they outlawed, this is in my research, white men came to Africa and saw that we were polygamous. They went back to Europe and they want to be polygamous. But they wasn't bathing and they had horrible
The
hygiene.
Moors had to go ahead. Yeah.
Oh,
They haven't sex.
look, the animals would sleep in the same places. They didn't have corrals. They didn't have anything.
Gonorrhea and trichomonas and
Ugh.
those are animal diseases, bro.
Because they were having sex with their sheep and they pigs and they cows. Yeah.
So they
Disgusting.
went back to Europe. It was so many sexually transmitted diseases. They were forced into monogamy to quarantine the fucking diseases, bro. If it wasn't for that, there'd be polygamy in Europe right now. Plus, they wasn't circumcised. Their shit was leaking pus. They were spreading shit all through the fucking community, and that's why they stopped polygamy because of the rampant.
And they don't tell you about the rape, the incest. The shit was bad.
They didn't respect women.
No, they didn't give a fuck about women.
Back then in Europe, you see a girl gave you a problem. You want to fuck her, she didn't want to fuck. You beat her over the head with a club and rape her and just take it.
And rape her. Yeah. Be done with it.
Yeah, what are you talking about?
You know how you said the black men in power? So the other day, was it yesterday? 2 days? When did we do a podcast? This week, right?
Was it?
Or we talked
Wednesday, I think it was.
So one of the things that I brought up was that in spirituality, the only sin is the abuse of power. And then that breaks it down into almost every category. Because when you abuse power in any form of way, like you said, why do black men have to do it?
Especially spiritual power.
because and go ahead. You want to say something?
No, I mean,
Shabaka?
no, you keep talking.
Oh, okay. So no, I thought you were saying. So I realized that, and I'm just like the more power one has, I mean, it just seems like they just start doing crazy stuff. I mean, just stuff that just don't even look at
It's the
Jay Diddy.
temptation.
I mean, and then you do stuff that is just like, why? You know what I'm saying? Your whole taste and everything, like we made how we see women or this, that, or whatever, their whole taste and everything else is because now they have power to do whatever the worst part of them was and the best part. They want to seek out every fantasy, everything they can do because they can abuse the power to do it, and that's wrong.
Yeah, like Malachi York. I have read some of the documents. I'm giving you an example. All of the women who were on welfare, he had their passcodes to all the EBT cards, so he was getting all their money was going because they plus now my boy said they have food there, but that ain't free.
Mm.
So if you here on the compound and you got an EBT card, let me get that and get that number so we can take that and buy food for everybody. So he was quote unquote.
That's that's kind of flipping it though. If you got a compound,
Yeah, well, I'm just saying what was going
I
on.
mean that
So
because
not
it
just
the
not just
When
sexual favor, financial favors. From Jim
right.
Jones to all of these so-called cults, they take all your money too.
Mm.
yeah,
So
they get it all.
the church do it too. They want they what 10%, 15%.
Well,
So
shit.
yeah,
You mean the
10%.
the $1 billion industry in the United States of churches where we get no return from?
yeah.
Nothing.
So I gotta get my 10%, buddy, or you're not doing the Lord's work.
Right.
You
10%.
gotta kick that paper in, bro. Or you can't be. Or you around there. So you got a nice
No,
Cadillac.
but
You ain't paying
what
your
kills
My,
me is you give all this money to these churches, but if you missing a house payment, you can't go to the church and get some paper back.
we talked
No,
about
well,
that too.
the building fund is going on, and we got to raise that money.
The
So we got
building fund.
it's always it's
So
always the building fund, bro. We don't have
Always.
we got the food pantry. You need some food, but that
my,
paper,
Hey,
one of my
y'all. Hey,
I,
listen. I'm pretty much feeling the vibe that we can go on forever. It's
forever,
been
yeah,
3 hours and 15 minutes.
yeah. Let's
All right.
we can top it up.
We
yeah.
gonna have to reschedule. I already know, Shabak, you gonna be back on. All we gotta do is give you the invite. If you can be there, you can be there. So I'm not
Yeah,
worried about it.
You know
right.
We
what,
got a new
Shabaka?
trio. Look, Jazzy, we got a trio now. It was me and you. Now it's me, you,
Yeah.
because he's
Hey,
right on our page.
yeah,
Everything he
man,
said,
is we
like
talk
we've been
about
in
it.
it together forever.
Oh,
But then
Yeah,
Shabaka,
again, I mean,
before
even
we
in
do
high
go,
school.
I was gonna say the same thing. I gotta cut it short. Look at the
yeah,
time.
before we do go though, what I'd like for you to do, give your media outlets and how people can contact you, whether it's,
For whatever you
your
want to do.
video, yeah, right.
All right, so okay, where should I start? All right, well,
You
I'm
got
gonna
a
start
couple
here.
web pages.
Yeah, I got. So let's start. First of all, on Instagram is Shabaka Moo. On Facebook is Shabaka Moo or Shabaka. Um, Twitter is King Shabaka. I really don't use Twitter. I have a couple of websites that I'm going to plug. The first one is Uchat Vision. That's UTCHAT vision.com. That's my arts and education website. Uchat Vision was my all my production, but right now Uchat Vision is primarily used for all of my filmmaking program I do in the summer. Young kids who work for the city of Rochester and for Rochester Works, they work with me in a summer program where they get paid to do a film. This summer was my 18th film, 18th
That's
year
what's up.
doing short films of young people.
Right.
Our films are shown at the Little Theater on East Avenue every year, and it's a beautiful program. On Uchat Vision, you can see all the films I've done and other programming with young people. I also have my Rock Unity podcast group that works through Uchat Vision and In Control, where young teens and adults get to work with me and do podcast production. You can find that on Uchat Vision and on our website, rockunitypodcast.com. We're going to be selling some merchandise at a youth expo tomorrow that my young people design clothing along with Quantum Bomb, and we're going to be selling clothing tomorrow from 12 to 4 at the Legacy House on Webster Avenue. I have MediaMovement.net, which is my entertainment website. We have original program. One show is called 16th Bar, where independent artists, they come in the studio to get interviewed and they get to spit 16 in the studio. You can check that out. Also, I have a lot of everything on Media Movement. It's primarily Buffalo, Syracuse, and Toronto artists and filmmakers, where you can see original content and music videos from people there. Also on that website, I have a button called Services. So Media Movement also does marketing and promotion for entertainment industry, for musicians, for filmmakers. We do websites, social media campaigns. That's MediaMovement.net. And then the services is services.mediamovement.net. You can find all of that on Media Movement. Media Movement is its own network. I'm in the process of building my own advertising platform. I currently have my own player. I don't have stuff on YouTube or anywhere else. All my content plays from the website from my own player. And I'm in the process of having my own advertising, which means that, unfortunately, you may have to skip some ads on my content, but at least I can start gathering income from advertisers to build the network like everybody else is doing. You on YouTube. YouTube is going crazy with commercials right now.
I'm at 5%. I'm dying.
But that's my contact, MediaMovement.net, UchatVision.com. I'm on social media, Shabaka Muasar. You can Google me too. Just Google me. I'm gonna be real.
Just Google me.
Just hit
Google me.
Shabaka Muasar and enter, and all kind of stuff gonna pop up.
All right. Hey, I want to say thank you, my brother. It's been a pleasure. I really thank you for coming on.
Thank you.
And shedding your light and your wisdom and your everything with everybody that was here.
All about ancestors. Forget them books. Go back to your mother, your daddy, your grandfather, your grandpapa.
Yeah, man, because I've been in circles with brothers be good. It's just, I can't do it. I'm not doing it. No, it's not worth it. We don't got no time. Wasting time.
You got anything else, Mental?
Peace, love. Thank you, Shabaka, for coming on. Like I said, spirit, in us all working together, trying to put this product out here. And it's not for us. We just really having a conversation, but it's for y'all listening to let you know that this spiritual stuff is real. What's in you is real. All right. Your ancestors is real. Stop playing around with what you've been taught, all right? Because we've been lied to from the beginning. Let's get back to ourselves, and it starts with you and yourself. I mean, I can't put it any different. What about you, Jazzy? I got 2%. You got about 30 seconds.
Okay. All right. Hey, like, subscribe, share. Just want to be a visionary of light for anybody that is in the dark. And I just want to say thank you for everybody coming on, and we'll see you next time. Peace.
Peace.